Greetings and welcome, family, to another page of magnets, crystals, and pyramids. I am your host, Brother Ankh Rising Sun, also known as Uncle Hinky, also known as Magnet Man, and co-hostess, Miss Bliss. Also with featured guests, Imilola, iridologist, holistic practitioner, our sister Enid, and you, the listening audience, we're going to welcome you. Happy New Year of this Caesar um, calendar. And we want to begin with the opening of Baraka. Baraka's not going to make it because he's doing Kwanzaa with the family. And, he's been
Nice.
doing a lot of family things lately. So here's Baraka, his split self in summer in Harlem.
Putting out a call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Love, wisdom, power. Remember always who you are. Yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Love, yes, power. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes, I am. Yes, love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Say to yourself, yes, I am. Protected. Yes, I am. Master. I am. Yes. Okay. I want to thank everyone who's joining us now, live, and then also in the future. This is going to be a very powerful show tonight. My family members, everyone in the chat, when you text, please say where you're from so we can see how global the family collective is. I want to thank once again Lloyd Strayhorn and Baba Phil Valentine for an excellent show. And last I
Yes.
checked, Miss Bliss,
Yes.
Enid, Emilio Live, we had over 10,000 views. And also, the
Mm-hmm.
new agenda is always inviting those who are listening to the chat called What Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. And that is a chat that the purpose is bring more awareness to psychedelics, sexual energy cultivation, healing, and elevation, along with business networking. So from time to time, I will share with the group, our collective, the link so that you can join the WhatsApp chat. And this is the link, family. All you have to do is use it with your phone. And you will also be able to join us, those who are interested. If you feel like your trauma is too knee deep, then we understand if you don't want to come in because even healers need healing. As we said before, our collective, intentionally, our hearts are broken. We have broken hearts.
Mhm.
Regardless of what position we're taking in life, people are brokenhearted throughout the globe, from family who's also brokenhearted. So it's multi generational. And we're working on transcending that. Perhaps 7 generations in the past and 7 generations into the future. And now we have Adara joining us.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me well?
Hey,
Yeah. We're going to
sorry.
bring you up here.
Is together, man.
Put you, or nestle you in somewhere up in here. Let me find a spot for you. Yeah, there you go. Let me put you in the middle, right over here. There you go. And we're going to do the opening um, invocation. So let us go into trance meditation invocation. I am in me. I am in Miss Bliss. I am in Enid. I am in Emilola. I am in Enid. I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. We collectively and individually are divine beings with amnesia to all our celestial presence. So, to all our past lives, yes, I am forgiving all souls in my past lives. And I ask all souls in my past lives to please forgive me because I don't remember. And yes, I am forgiving all heartbroken, bent and twisted, busted hearts in this life. And I ask all of the broken-hearted souls in this life to please forgive me too. And we say, Ashe. And we call upon now our ascended master ancestors. Call on Yahshua, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, the latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Toko. Call him, ask him to join us on this platform, on this show. We call on Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Sheikh Ibrafal. Sheikh Amadou Bamba founded the city of Touba in Senegal, speaking the language of Wolof, which is an ancient Egyptian dialect that's alive and doing well in Senegal. We call upon Melchizedek, Enoch, the Ethiopian who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron. Be with us tonight. Angel of healing and protection, Archangel Michael, please surround all our family, friends, loved ones, our sisters, daughters, mothers, and children. Archangel Michael, please protect them wherever they may be throughout the earth's surface, starting now. Angel of healing, Archangel Raphael, be with us on this platform. Archangel of knowledge and enlightenment, Archangel Uriel, join us, please. We ask Seraphim, Cherubim, to join us on this platform. We call upon Heteru Aset. We call on Mary McLeod Bethune, Harriet Tubman, who took shrooms so she could see the slave catchers in the dark. We call on the shroom masters, Dr. George Washington Carver, to be with us on this platform. Frederick Douglass. We call on Dr. Sabi, Shroom Master Kalindi Aye. We ask the warrior healers, call on Chief Osceola, Chief Geronimo, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Chief Seattle. We ask the presence of Nat Turner, John Brown. We also ask the presence of Marcus Mosiah, Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Prophet Noble, Drew Ali, to be with us on this platform. Seraphis Bey, call upon the Buddhas, the Krishnas throughout the world and in the earth's hollow. We ask the presence of the forces of nature that live within us. Elegba, goddess of love, known in many tongues as Oshun, Diana, Venus, Aphrodite, to be with us on this platform. We ask Mother Ocean to be with us. Yemaya. We ask Oya, the goddess of the winds, to be with us. Shango, Ogun, Obatala. Ologun Ochosi. We ask the radiant presence of Olodumare to be with us. We ask ascended masters to intervene upon the cross-eyed school bus drivers of world leaders known and unknown. We asking for divine intervention so we may rise into love supreme and divine harmony on this beautiful pearly planet that we are presently existing in. And we say, with Saint Germain being the gatekeeper of Mount Shasta, Northern California, Nikolai Tesla, Wilhelm Reich, we ask the presence of all the family members, Confucius, Kuan Yin, Goddess of Mercy, to join us. And we say, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado, Amen.
Ashe,
Ashe, Ashe.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how this started with Adara. This show was inspired by Adara and Miss Bliss. So family, and then it's going to be building momentum with Emilola and her comedy, and Enid with her wisdom, and whatever words you have to share in the chat. But I want to read what I was inspired to put together after Miss Bliss told me Adara wanted to do a show. I got the download to create this post. So let me show you what this poster looked like.
Woo!
And I'm going to read it in case y'all can't see it. Celestial Stargate. Diabolically feared by all Abrahamic religions. Suppressed more than free electricity and power. Why? And for y'all, this is how we come into the world. And we, the brothers, I mean, this is a beautiful looking lady, but why is this so feared? And so many of our post-traumatic slave survivors from one generation to the next have feared their own sensuality, they have so many people have so much shame that they are non-orgasmic. Look at this. This is contemporary pictures, y'all. And so what I did was I created this picture here. Most colonized women have been taught to fear, ignore, and suppress their infinite feminine force, perpetuating mental slavery. Okay? That's just some of the pictures we got here. And then we have, I have another one, but I can't find it. I must have got excited because I created this recent past, ancient past, and recent contemporary times. And there's one person in here I'm pretty sure y'all recognize over here on the left. This is just showing that we don't come from a lineage of shame and iniquity. We come from glory and divinity. And so on this 1st of January, we're going to have our Leo sister Adara, supported by Miss Bliss, supported by Enid, supported by Emilola, to talk about and elevate, educate young mothers, older mothers, grandmas, young sisters in the group how to liberate, activate, and re-educate their children. Okay? So I want to give you the mics, ladies, because I'm going to show all the different beautiful places. And Brad, thank you for your compliments. And you coming from Missouri. He's so cross-eyed over Miss Bliss. He can't even what can we say? We got somebody else from Georgia in the house. Y'all tell me where you're listening from. There's about 50 people here. Come on now. Tell us where you're from. You got Illinois in the house. And they say women are shamed by men alike. Men and women. Look at the mag. Listen, I don't watch news, so I don't even know who Mag the Stallion is. I'm sorry, y'all. Got happy, love, peace, and happiness. Um, so Adara, what you got cooking, girl?
Yes.
Oh man. Oh man. A lot. Happy New
Tell
Year,
us.
everyone.
Yeah.
Gregorian calendar New Year for us Moorish people and people who know better. Our New Year starts in March for the spring. But Happy New Year to everyone. Right? Happy New Year
Hmm.
to everyone. Um, hmm. So I contacted you all because I was like, man, I've been going through a lot and been getting a lot of downloads and a lot of clarity and things of that nature. And I just, I just kind of feel like I've been doing people a disservice some, you know. But first, before I get into that, because that's going to be like a whole thing, right?
Uh-huh.
But in reference to the picture you just showed, I would like to say that men are shutting down their feminine force as well. And that's why half of their masculinity is not being activated because you're not activating feminine force within
Oh, whoa,
yourself.
whoa, whoa, slow down. Hold on. Let me take these
No.
headphones off. I'm hearing too much.
Let's get it popping.
Okay, come on, let's stop popping now. This is the first of the year. We're gonna make this thing go flying. Say it again, Adara. Say it again. Let me take a swig of water. You saying what you say about men?
They're not activating their feminine force.
The men
Men.
are not activating
Yeah.
feminine force. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, hold on, Adara. What you got to say about that, Enid? Do men or do enough men promote, elevate, and activate the feminine principle?
And I'm going to agree with you. No, they don't, because there's shame around that. When I look at men today, they think that if they're in touch with that thought, it makes them something else. And we're not tapping into anybody's community or culture or things that they do. You understand? That's you. You have to live with you. But when you deny yourself the
Take your time now.
the authenticity of being real to yourself and acknowledging the femininity in you and that the divine in you, then there's a problem.
Mhm.
So you're gonna go left. You're gonna have the confusion. So I'm so glad that sister brought this out of the shadows. I mean, let's examine this. Let's be kind to our
Mm-hmm.
Well,
passionate to them as well. But let's talk about it. I love it. Please.
yeah. I don't know if anybody else wanted to add anything before I take off.
Take off,
Take
Adara.
off.
What about you, Amelia? What you got to say? Do enough men promote your femininity by protection and the testosterone-rich nature that a man does to elevate the woman? What's your experience been, Emilola?
Wow. You know what? I actually had a question because most men may not know what it means to express their femininity.
Yes.
Because they could think it means being gay or something.
Thank you. And that's
But it doesn't
exactly
mean
where I was
that.
about to go. That's exactly where I'm about to go. That was exactly where I was about to go. So there's a couple misconceptions out here. And one is about the heart and love. Another one is about femininity and masculinity, right? Divine masculine, divine feminine. There's a lot of conceptions out here. There's a lot of things being termed the wrong way. So I'm telling the men to, So I'm telling the men to tap into their feminine space. First, saying to women, tap into your masculine space because sex is within us first. Our masculine, our feminine within us should be having sex first. You see what I'm saying? So when I say men tap into your feminine energy, I'm talking about the aspect that you can't control. I'm not saying like anger and stuff, but the feminine dynamic is a chaotic dynamic. You see what I'm saying? It's a broad flowing, like you can't control the ocean, but there's banks and stuff, which is, structure. Structure is needed. But the uncontrollable side, which lives in your right brain, your intuition, your stuff like that, like the way intuition comes through, that's not a way that you can control it. There's no way that you like this step, this step, this step, this step, this step. And most times guys want to know exactly what's going to happen before they can make an action or take an action or trust this or trust that. If it's not foreseeable, they won't go. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of guys say, okay, when I get on the table, what's going to happen? I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can't tell you at all what's going to happen. All I can tell you is we're going to aim for this and Spirit's going to do its thing, right? But when I talk to women in relationships, they're like, man, I can't surprise my partner because he has to know everything, because he wants to, you know what I'm saying, control and structure and all this different stuff. So one aspect of it are that free flowing form of information that you don't understand. Like you can't always think linear, right? Like the male thought is linear, but you need to tap into the part of yourself that is that circle that the line is within. You guys, does that make sense? Like the feminine mind is like this, the masculine mind is like this, right?
Right.
So it's making precision and focus and concentration and all this different type of stuff, right? But they also have the ability to be just as intuitive as us if they are willing to open up into it. But a lot of that requires the acceptance of the divine feminine principle within you. Okay, so
So while you getting ready to form that next sentence, I want to acknowledge this beautiful video that Miss Bliss put together for you.
yes,
And I
yes,
just uploaded it.
yes.
Can we play it, Miss Bliss?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm going to be the first to say that's a badass promo. I like the rhythms on that. Did y'all like the rhythms on that?
Yeah.
Because you got to watch Emila a lot. She'll start dancing on it.
It was excited.
You were dancing, Emila a lot? Yeah. So please continue, because I'm looking at all the folks in the chat. Please continue, family, to state where you're listening from. We got at least 62 people so far.
Nice.
And yeah, that was dope. They say, look, they say the beat was fire.
Aw, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all for Adara, you guys. I was working with her spirit energy as she was communicating with me, and I was like, we are not going to blast it out without her approval. And she was like, yo, put it out there. So it was all
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. So we got so please continue. You were saying, Adara, before I was showing off the promotion, you was talking about men being outside of their feminine energy, but there's also, let me speak on behalf, I'm the only male on the chat, so let me say this. Since the invention of rubber sole shoes, men have electrically been disconnected from the motor magnetism of the earth. Prior to the invention of rubber sole shoes, there was leather shoes. Leather is a conductor of electricity. And everyone in the chat, just think back. Do you remember your grandmas or your great grandmothers having knee and hip problems like they do today?
Right.
I don't remember that.
Right.
You know, they might have had a little pain, but they didn't have the pain because electrically being disconnected from the earth through rubber sole shoes. I believe that is a direct connection with the lowest level of testosterone in men in 50 years.
I agree.
So is there a connection between leather sole shoes and being connected to the earth and the testosterone? I say, hell yeah.
I agree. And to that point, I think that a lot of the stuff we're trying to get from people, we're supposed to be getting from nature anyway. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we're feeling like we can't get everything we need here or there. We're deprived here. You're supposed to be getting it from mama, right? Sometimes you got to lay face down on the earth and let your heart connect. You see what I'm saying? You gotta, those times where you're crying hard, you need to lay out and just pour it in and just get it and just get it and just get it. And you connect your heart to the heart of the earth and it bring it back in and feel the love. Like you're appreciative. Let me slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Missouri, we got Texas, I'm amazed. We got South Africa, St. Croix, London, UK. You know, folks are listening from everywhere.
Appreciate you.
Canada. All right. So say what you need to say because we can all agree and say ashe.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and while you're saying, I want to also bring a little bit of attention over here to Enid, because Enid, testosterone. What have you noticed with the drop in testosterone with men in your personal experience? How has that affected their actions a little bit? Let's touch on that a little bit before we go to the main subject, Adara, because this is some deep stuff for January 1st.
Well, you think about what's going on the planet. I mean, with all the electrical uh, things such as your internet, what we're talking on now, it takes away from us. So that conductor. And so I know you know this, that crystals are very important to have into your home to actually handle things, put it in its place. But men have not been able to sustain themselves in the way they should. Am I being very polite? I don't want to be raw, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, we want you to be whatever you want to be. It's the first of the year, so we want to set the cadence for the whole year. So you do your thing. I ain't put you on here to go like this. You ain't on here to muffle up.
I could do a reading, and I remember when I was studying with Dr. Kite, and I mean he was getting all into the male area, and he was showing me, and like and you can tell, and what's going on. And when I would do a reading, an iris reading, and I would say things to brothers, they would be like, "Well, how she know that? How she?" Well, you came here for that reason, brother, but you also came to talk about what you're eating, what your connection is, and then hear now what you're thinking. See, we forget that part. So that's where we get this shame and all of this other stuff. So I'm not handling it right. So now I'm not going to eat right. I'm not going to get connected to the earth, like the sister said. Take my shoes off, maybe hug a tree. Grow myself. Think my eating habits, because I'm still eating in the street. I'm eating at the umbrella room. The Frankfurter stand. That's what I'm doing. I'm not nourishing me. So here now, my whole body changes in the sense of being able to withstand that feminine energy that I might bring, or you might bring, my sisters. You follow me? Because you bring something to the table. And people say, well, I am the table. We're not talking about your finances. We're talking about that spiritual energy that you have, that feminine piece that you bring. And so we bring forth our children, but they grow up, and do they sustain these things? No, they don't. So you can see
Thank you.
it going. And you
Yeah.
about what's happening with our children.
Mm. Adara,
Our children are not the same. Our male children are not the same.
mhm. Adara, Miss Bliss, I want to create a ticker tape of how to get in touch with Adara and her donation connections, so that ticker tape can be along the bottom of the show. Could you send that through text or private chat? Because I want that information. Because Adara, you can tell I'm just getting everything wound up for you.
Yeah,
We're building up the whip. We're building it. We're building it. We're getting ready to hand you the mic. We're speeding up the mic cord, and we're getting ready to go. Wow!
I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. It's been on my mind for like the last couple of weeks. I can feel the spirits like, say this. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Keep it together, man.
Say it.
And bursting in fire.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I want to ask a question.
Go ahead. What'd you say, Enid?
I said all of that, but here's the thing. What's going to feed me is, tell me, what am I saying? Somebody talk to me about what we're talking about, because I said a lot, and to be able to be on one accord, we got to be able to talk about it. So we're talking about this shame, not identifying with our males, identifying with that sexual or female energy, soul eating shame. So what does that mean as a man, Brother Hank, to you?
Me, Enid, you could ask the chat, because what I'm doing is copy and pasting. So I'm the cameraman right now. I'm taking the messages. What did you ask?
A sister can jump in, but I wanted your perspective. But we can come back to you on that, because that's important for me to hear from the man.
You're gonna hear from me. I'm just copying and pasting to set up the the banner. Okay. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. Um, hold on a second. Bear with me. I just gotta add a banner.
No, when
For,
I jump in, come on.
okay. No, what it is that men we think one thing at a time, right? So I'm just taking the information for Adara and copy and pasting to create a banner, and then I will answer your question. If you don't
Oh,
ask me if you want to answer, because I will, I
ah,
will give you an answer. Just hold on one second,
I'll
and,
Uh-huh.
and I'll share it with you. Paste. All right, I save. I'm almost finished. And family, this is all about support. Um, because Adara is creating a school in it. She's actually creating a school. She's being a feminine earth mover, and what I'm doing here is copying and pasting to my best ability um, the the links.
Yes, and just a little bit about the school while we're waiting. So the class is going to start this month, January, closer towards the end of January. I think it's January 22nd, and it's an 8-week course. There, she is offering a payment plan. The school overall will focus on a multitude of things, anywhere from like exorcisms to tantric orgasmic energy to sex demons to whatever questions you have that fall within this line or this category. And then, if you want to learn about it, then yeah, there's the opportunity, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have questions. You can even post some of your questions in the chat too when we have the opportunity, and Adara could like answer some of those questions for you. So yay.
So hold that question, Enid, because I will give you an answer, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the correct marketing. And so that's what I'm doing now is like I'm copying and pasting Adara's contact information before we have this train leave the station, because this train's getting ready to take off into the cosmos of healing hearts and souls tonight.
Mm.
Well,
Do you
someone just
sorry
mentioned, I
guys.
think, go ahead.
No, I was mind if I invite somebody on? I don't know if they're gonna
Yeah,
get on, but I
go
like
ahead,
to.
girl. This is your show. One, two,
Yeah,
three,
I can use some
four.
support. That's
One,
why.
2, 3. I got one more. See, I'm still learning, family, how to create, how to do all this marketing and stuff. And Enid, I want you to hold your thought because you sounded like it was plenty warm and juicy. So hold that thought, Enid. I want to hear what you got to say again, but let me make sure I put
Yes.
this in here right. Adara Moselle, okay, .com. Let me just make sure I get this right. Hold on. And let me see. You got 4 things you sent to me, Adara. Cash App, PayPal, website, IG. Did I do Cash App, PayPal? I think I want to make sure I did PayPal. Okay. Copy. And banner. Let me see. Banner. Cash App. Okay, yeah, it was PayPal. All right, I'll just put the PayPal in here. We're about to start now. All right, now save it and scroll on the bottom. Save. Ticker tape. Bam, there it is. Okay, now, what did you ask me, Enid? Because I'm gonna give you an answer. And oh wait, let me bring one more person in. Well, Adara was gonna bring him in, but go ahead, Enid. What'd you ask me?
Basically, it's about what I was talking about. This shame, this soul emotional shame that we're talking about around, and the not embracing, the shame around the feminine energy, um, even the physical aspects of men, and not being able to perform, not being able to be connected to Mother Earth, those things.
Oh, okay. You want to know what the state of affairs are with men
Yeah.
nowadays? Um,
I just wanted to
in
hear
my
feedback on that.
okay. From my experience with a particular psychedelic called Wachuma or San Pedro, everybody in our so-called community are heartbroken, and we don't speak in that heartbroken state. And I describe it as a dysfunctional junkyard of heartbroken souls sliding on chicken grease because we've been eating our way out of the disdain or the heartbreak, and the grease has been causing an effect what Dr. Sabi called mucus. We've been having heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes. So it's heartbreak, multi-generational heartbreak. And it's only after I did just a handful, a little more than a handful of the San Pedro Wachuma ceremonies, I realized how heartbroken I was. But then when your heart gets healed and the psychic, super psychic powers of the heart starts activating, and I've seen that for myself personally, amazing things start to happen to me as a man. And speaking of a man, I'm bringing the brother in when he gets his face back on. More Amencum, is that who you're talking about, Adara? Here he is, right here. We're bringing him in.
Peace,
So
love.
we gotta put
Greetings.
we gotta put a man up in here next to Adara because we got men on first and second floor. Welcome, brother.
Welcome. Well, appreciate you.
All right. So we got a lot of healing to do. And let me move the cartouche. For the biggest thing, we got to get past the heartbreak and the suppression of personal bliss, because this world is ruled by three things for the most part, and it has subdivisions: sex, finance, and personal power. And the people who are the slaves are sexually suppressed, miseducated about money, and powerless. So from that, you have all the problems in it as far as drop testosterone and a man who's working for, like in the South, the sharecroppers go home and the husband got disrespected by the poor European overseer, so he beats the wife in frustration. We got a lot of problems, and it don't matter what religion. I was talking to a gorgeous, beautiful sister today, and the thing she went through in the suppression of religious institution, and her mama was crazy. Her mama, so we got multi-generational trauma. So the reason that I'm inspired to provide this platform is the purpose of healing. And the reason that I'm promoting my Tantra Jedi classmate is for the elevation and activation so that we can have increments of thriving in our personal lives day by day. So that's why we're here. And that's why the time is going. So go ahead, Adara.
We like the outfit change.
See, Tantra, So, thank you for bringing them more on.
Is that my cue to take my shirt off? Because I'm all the way down here at the bottom of the screen. I got my eyeballs, but I'll try to raise up, but.
Yeah. Well, like I said, thank you for bringing him more on. He's one of the men that work often with me doing this type of work, and he and I specifically do. Well, obviously his name is Amor. I'm Adara, whatever, but we specifically do a lot in the love department. So I was on a trip. I think I was on a trip. I can't remember, but I was told that I'm an ambassador for love, and a diplomat for Tantra, if you will. So just like Hank was saying, there is no trauma that was not created due to a lack of love. Like all of them were due to a lack of love, right? Every single trauma in this world was caused because of lack of love. Every mistreatment was an abuse of love or lack thereof. You see what I'm saying? So all these conversations that we have and we don't address it, it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily just male to female or female to male or romantic love or whatever else. It's just water is water, right? And water is good. There's all kinds of water, but when water gets poison in it or chemicals in it, that water is tainted. Whether it's river water, rainwater, ocean water, underground water, boom, whatever. it's still tainted. And same thing with this whole love thing. So be it familial, person to person, business interactions, all of that stuff. It's become like the love stream has been tainted, mostly because of imposters of love, right? Imposters of healing, imposters of wanting to grow the community. That's why people don't want to be in the conscious community, or we have to have a conscious community, because we feel like there's no safe place for us to be. And even the place where we think is safe, there's snakes in the grass and all this other stuff, taking advantage of your heart, taking advantage of your mind and your pockets and your energy and all this other stuff, and not really trying to help you grow, but really just want you to follow them. You know what I mean? Just follow them. So they piecemeal you just like you was in a church or whatever else, and they don't really want you to think. They'll give you a bunch of information that you can't really back up, you can't find, you can't afford the books. You see what I'm saying? They won't tell you what's in the books for real, because they don't even really know. They just found a little piece. You know what I mean? They're trying to sell you this content piece, this content piece, this content piece with no context, so you can fully understand and grasp and make something for yourself. You know what I mean? And spirit is like that, and that has to change. Yes. That has to change. That has to change. And I don't know if it's just me, but I think people can feel there's something in the air. Something's coming. There's something in the air on the negative side and on the positive side. Like I went to a New Year's Eve party with regular people, you know. So, but the conversation was this same conversation.
What do you mean, regular people?
Well,
broadcast us.
Non-ETs. None of us are regular. We're regular people.
You know, societally normal, you know, outside of this realm. But with that being, there's so many pieces to that. But with that being said, I will also, that's also why I present myself the way I present myself, because there should not be a barrier between the regular world and the conscious world. We should just be spreading consciousness throughout the world. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. We shouldn't be a little bubble of consciousness. Like, that's weird, right? That shows that the people who are holding the consciousness don't really want the world to grow. You keep it in a bubble, you can't truly want this thing to grow, right? Evidence is in the doing, right? We look at the product to see what's really the truth. We look at the fruit of the thing. The numbers don't lie. When it adds up, it adds up. If it doesn't, right? Right. So that's why I was like, you know, I kind of feel like I've been doing a disservice a little bit, because, you know, we do Tantra, which is amazing, and it's everything. Tantra is everything. Literally, it's all things. It's a weaving back of yourself. It's a method of expansion, right? And luckily for this platform, we get to talk about it and stuff like that. But like on social media, we have to figure out how we can market it to people, so everybody's interested in no-touch orgasm and all this other stuff, which is like the smallest little piece, right? But when I talk to people, like for real, when I talk to people, the thing that they really, really want is to get back to themselves, to tap into their power, and to be free. You see what I'm saying?
Ashe.
You see what I'm saying? That's what they want. They want, and this the hands-free orgasm or whatever else is just one little symbol or step they think they can take to get free. So I want to tell people that what the Grand Trine is, or what we call it, or my company, 100K Hearts for Centering and 100K Heart Center for Healing and Empowerment, and lead with the Grand Trine Tantra, right? Our goal and the whole goal of this work, like we said, is to return you back to your DNA, but really for you to get power back into yourself and for you to answer your own questions. And that's why this is a mystery school, right? It operates totally different from other things you've probably been a part of. Like, there are no leaders here. You see what I'm saying? There are no leaders here. I've done some things, and I can help you get through and navigate this crazy world of spirituality and things of that nature. But truth be told, I'm learning just like you. So when you hop in, you see what I'm saying? When you hop in, we expect you to run with us. Everybody's running together. We expect you to run with us. And when people are ready to strap their shoes on and really take hold of their lives, this is a way of doing it. And how do we do it? We do it through tantric bodywork. We do it through ritual. We do it through channeling and embodiment of spirits. Why do people want to embody spirits, right? Why would you want to do that? The reason why you want to do that is because you get to think from God's mind about something, okay? So let's say you embody Oshun, right? You get to think how Oshun thinks about whatever your problem is, right? So if you have a harmony problem, you get to think how Oshun would handle that harmony problem. And the longer you can hold that vibration, the more you activate it. And now it's just a faculty of your thinking. You see what I'm saying? If you want to tap into Tahuti, you embody the spirit of Tahuti and think from Tahuti's mind. You don't think from Sarah's mind or Adara's mind or Deborah's mind or whoever. You think from Tahuti's mind and answer those questions. We go from the source because we have to remember that we are source. So why are we trying to play small? Why are we starting from trying to go back to the, you see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So this is really, really, really what's going on here. And when you start tapping in, just like Hank said, after a handful of Washuma ceremonies, the heart starts opening up. Now he has new functions as a man, or powers as a man, or understanding as a man, or he's leveled and raised up and spiraled up to a higher level of godhood. You see what I'm saying? That's really what he's saying. And every time we do these type of things, like, that's how we get back to the self. You know, so there's this whole conversation about the demiurge and spirits that feed on us and what's real and what's not and who's God and who's not. So I was listening to Billy Carson the other night, and he was saying, like, about, you know, the spirits that control us, but there really is a divine creator. And this divine creator really is trying to get in contact with us, y'all. It's doing its damnedest to get in contact with us for real. And the only way to beat this whole demiurge concept and all this other stuff is for you to get back to that. We don't have all the answers, but I'm going to tell you that there is a road where you can get your own answers. And that's what this is. You see what I'm saying? And Tantric bodywork opens you up to it. It helps you remove these traumas so you can hear clearly, see clearly, feel clearly, think clearly, speak clearly. You see what I'm saying? Know who you are. And from that, operate in your genius. So let's say somebody comes and they do the exact same thing we're doing, but you're herbalist. You might start getting your full body orgasms and all that stuff. And all of a sudden now you're hearing from John Washington Carver and he's telling you what to do with this plant. You see what I'm saying? And now John Washington Carver is your guide. George Washington Carver is your guide. You know what I mean? Like, and you guys have a relationship and he can go take you to other energies that can answer even more questions. You know what I mean? It's just building more and more of your genius, right? So we have to activate this God spark or this all spark within ourselves. And that's the reason why we're doing all of this, the plant medicine, the Reiki, the this, the that, the Ifa, all of it. But people have forgotten, right? So like, this is a whole process of remembering. So I just want people to know, yeah, he has great content. I just want people to know that this is really, really, really what it is. And from there, guys, we can take off in any direction that y'all want. And yes, grounding mats do work. Somebody asked in comments, grounding mats work. Go ahead, guys.
You know what? I was gonna say, like, I feel like one of the reasons why there's such a separation between the regular and the conscious world is because sometimes you get such a pushback. I'm saying this from experience because sometimes you're trying to share all this love and light and, like, you know, enlighten people while we're still learning, and they're just like, oh, that's just the devil, or they demonize certain things, or like, oh, sexual tantric stuff, oh no, it's a sin. You know what I'm saying? So it's such a pushback that it's kind of is exhausting that you just like, you know what? I'll wait till you're ready. Let me just chill with my ETs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I totally understand. And, you know, I'm totally aware that the majority of people are going to be late to the show. You see what I'm saying? But that's the beauty of subtle energy. You radiate and you change the field. So you don't even have to say things. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to say things. And what you can do is like, I'm ready to talk to the people who want to know, you know, and you listen to people's conversation and they just gravitate to you. You know what I mean? And they start asking you this question or that question. You just piecemeal it just a little bit here and there. But even when you're doing energy work and you're working on somebody or you're trying to charge with your crystal, whatever you're doing, talk to that part of them that knows how to heal. Stop talking to the trauma. Guys, stop talking to trauma. We don't want to talk to them. Stop talking to trauma. We can talk about it, but we're not talking to it anymore. You see what I'm saying? We're requiring a higher level. You see what I'm saying? So as God, hey, I'm talking to the God in you. And there's going to be a fight within that person, which is their own thing. You're going to activate some stuff they're going to have to go home and wrestle with, which is their own thing, right? But if there's not a part of them that's ready to activate, no part of them is going to hear you. So it's not going to be a problem anyway. And if they do hear you, that's because they've already been hearing it and they've probably been ignoring it, or they've been asking for more information about it. You see what I'm saying? So so the more guidance and wisdom you build in your spirit, you're able to filter and figure out when to and how to waste your energy or not. Like I can tell when to cancel a client. Like some just say, don't take it. Done. Reschedule. You know what I mean? It's something like, I'm off today, but this person needs me to come right now. You just You know what I mean? You know, we don't separate because everybody ain't meant to get this. Be real
Right.
with you. Everybody ain't meant to get this, and they're not gonna get this, and that's okay too. You know, that's okay too. Everybody's not gonna go to the finish line. Some people might just start, which is might be just what they get this time around. You know what I mean? So you learn more compassion in the process. As we grow, you learn more compassion in the process. Like I remember when I was super ratchet. You know what I mean? I remember when I thought everything was the devil. So I can understand when people are confused, especially when there's nothing in this world that you can really trust.
Right.
Right. So if people have been living a life and Jesus has been working for them, it's going to be hard to take it away from them and replace it with nothing, like we said on another show. Right. But you just talk to that part of them that is realist. And so if they're into finance, you could talk to them about maybe community finance or something like that. And just, we just use them for what they're good at. And that's why we talk about your own personal genius. So that person, they can learn tantric body work without any of the sexual or spiritual or whatever type of stuff, just whatever. And that will make them a better business person. And it will help fix their heart. So now they might start doing better business and want to give a little bit back. And just by those little pieces of rice and crumbs and stuff like that, we just, there was no conversations or didn't nobody know what I was talking about. But look at all the people who know what we're talking about now. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Anybody wants to chime in?
I think that's beautiful. I just wanted to ask, so Amor, how long have you been practicing? You're a student or?
All my life.
Okay.
All my life. I have been with Grand Trine Mystery School for the last 3 years. Before that, it was a lot of self-studying, but sitting up under Master and Grand Trine and sitting with Adara, it's been going on 3 years, and I am always a student as well as a leader and teacher. So I don't really separate being a student and not being a student.
Special shout out to Master Yao.
Yes. So it's been a lovely journey, and like Adara said, we come into this system and it gives us maps and guides and tools to access your own genius, and you bring in your genius to bring into the system as well.
Nice.
Amor, would you mind speaking on, because earlier we were talking about the masculine and the feminine within a male interacting with itself. Can you speak about the feminine principle within a man?
Before you speak on that feminine principle, I just want to acknowledge and thank Enid for being on. She's got to depart because it's January 1st. So family, give her a lot of love. Folks in the chat, acknowledge Enid. And I want to thank you, Enid, for being on. And we're going to have you again because you got a lot to say.
Yeah.
I am going to listen in later to see what was said. I thank you. I'm humbled. I have a hard stop. I've got another project.
Okay.
I'm looking for it. All right.
See you soon.
Awesome.
Happy
Peace.
New Year.
You well.
Enid.
Yes.
Bless. Okay, brother. Go ahead.
So we were wanting to speak on the masculine and feminine energies within. I like this subject. I just went live a couple of days ago about this. Understanding that we're dual polarity people, right? Everywhere in nature is dual, right? I am born in this man meat suit, so my dominant energy is masculine, right? But also understanding that I also have feminine energy as well. When we're talking about being this super masculine guy, having these masculine energies, yes, there's a extreme need to understand what masculine is, and moving and maneuvering through the inner energy. But it's also vital not to get lost in understanding your feminine energy for men.
Okay, I want to build on that.
Go ahead.
And I made a sign. I made a sign right here. And I'm gonna put it up right now. Family, check this out. This is what it's all about. What Adara is going to be teaching: sexual energy, how to cultivate and move sexual energy. Because without understanding sexual energy, you cannot get the other two components correctly. Without sexual energy being cultivated correctly, you can't have power because you're basically emptying out your sexual boiler room of your first chakra. And if your first chakra is not functionally in a healthy manner, you cannot manifest money, finance, and the suppression. You're not taught these primary principles in any ordinary school. You're not taught about sexual cultivation. You're not taught about finance, and you're definitely not taught personal power because civilizations need slaves. But where we are in the universe, this is the three elements that you must cultivate and learn about. And I just want to sear that into your brains, family, because this is what it's about. And Adara is teaching sexual cultivation.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure.
Let me go in further of the masculine and feminine energies within the man and or woman, because it goes both ways. There should be a beautiful harmonic dance between your masculine and your feminine energy. I am in a constant intercourse with myself daily. My masculine gives to my feminine receives my masculine. How can I sit and hold space for woman or man? Let's just stay with women now. So I'm gonna stay with my masculine. How can I sit and hold space for the feminine divine woman who's coming in and needing to be heard and to be seen if I am not able to see and hear my own feminine energy, right? So I can be in this strong masculine position of protector and warrior, but when someone comes in and needs comfort, I have to flow into my feminine energy, my mother nurturing energy to nurture this moment, to hold this space. But a lot of times we get a lot of men who don't want to either acknowledge these aspects of ourselves, and we miss it. So I'm gonna be the breadwinner. I'm gonna go hustle. I don't like the word hustle, you guys, but I'm gonna go hustle, be the breadwinner. I'm gonna put food on the table, blah 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 blah. And
I think
sometimes
language.
someone needs to have a soft landing spot. They don't need to fall on the concrete ground coming off a long day. They need to, want to jump into maybe a nice plush bed, plush mattress. But if all you got is hard, you're not able to receive your woman, a woman, any woman, in any magnitude. And that does not go to women. I had a hape ceremony I did at Black to Nature camp I go to here in Georgia and Texas. There's this young man that I sat with hape with him. When I sat with him, it broke up some things. He started having some releases. In that moment, he was fighting, releasing some tears, letting go some things. If I would have stood in my masculine and his hard man up type of thing with this guy, he wouldn't have got what he needed. So I had to, in that moment, be able to go into my nurturing, be able to go into my what we talk about and Grand Triumph, my elegant rose, to make everything pleasurable, and go into my moon to be a nurture for that young man. So me being a man, I had to go into my feminine energy to sit with him because he was in his masculine. I couldn't bring two masculine energies there because didn't have this breakthrough.
I want to build on this.
Go.
I think the language we're using is a mind twist.
Do it. Talk about it, Hank.
We're not using the correct language for perception, because perception in this language is considered feminine. And that may not necessarily be so. So that means to perceive the forces of nature around us, to basically quiet the mind, that could be a very powerful preparation to yang act on. So in listening to the whispers of crystals, listening to the whispers of plants, it reminds me of that scene in Star Wars where the Sith Lord said, or let's start with Darth Vader for those of us who remember the movie Star Wars. Darth Vader says, I feel the presence, using our famous brother's voice. What was his name? The voice of Darth Vader. Who's that brother? Um,
Not sure. I don't want to say Earl Jones. That's wrong. Not
anyway, he says, I've sensed the presence of an old friend. Now, there was nothing feminine about Darth Vader, but he was also perceptive to the subtle forces of auras. And the same thing, James Earl Jones. Thank you, June.
I was gonna say Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, James Earl Jones. Thank you, June. James Earl Jones' voice is nothing but masculine. So they wanted Darth Vader to represent, with his Sphinx helmet, the black or the dark forces of nature. But to be able to perceive and feel the power of the dark side of the force, there's nothing feminine about that. Because I think we're getting mind fucked with language. It's perception. It's able to witness without having monkey mind chatter, which also leads to that Buddha state. So what I do in my own, I'm just saying, I notice brothers who have been socially engineered by molestation in their formative years as children are very perceptive because they've been injected with sperm from anal rape of the children. So there becomes a feminine form of masculine energy. But I've met some gay men who are black belts and will whoop your ass. However, it's what? Yeah, Adrian, you can put it either way. She wanted to say. Adrian says it's manly, not masculine. See, that's that language. We're getting seduced by the language.
Can I piggyback on that a little bit?
Language. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think you're quite onto something, and that's one thing that Tantra on its core really talks about. It's like the whole construct of thinking that anything is separate, that there's a difference between yin and yang, period. You know what I mean? Like everything that we're operating in is a mental construct. You know what I mean? Like people think like time is illusion. Time is a mental construct. Society is a mental construct. Our language shapes our construct. Our culture shapes our construct. And then within that, our thoughts and everything else plays into it. And like you were saying, like in this society, everything has been twisted upon its head and married together. Like how many times have you had a conversation with your partner and you used a word and they thought you meant something else, right? Like somebody said they had an argument with their partner about putting a Christmas tree up. So he said, I'm gonna get my son to put a Christmas tree up. The girl gets mad because she says, we're supposed to do this as a family. He really meant take a Christmas tree and put it and stand it up. She thought put it up meant the whole ritual of decorating the Christmas tree. So this whole argument over the phrase, put it up. There'd be stuff that be really, really coming down. So like, that's one thing. So you think about it, an energy body, right? And how the chakras move. Some are going more in and some are going more out, but they're all receiving and pushing out. So are they masculine or feminine? You see what I'm saying? We're all receiving and interacting at the same time. So is it masculine or feminine? We only have to divide it if our mind is stuck in a construct that forces us to divide. You see what I'm saying? When you come back more to yourself, you realize everything is the same thing. It's just degrees. Like there's no such thing as wet as dry. It's just a degree of moisture within a thing. There's no hot or cold. It's just a degree of how fast molecules are moving.
So, in addition to what you just shared, Adara and Amor, is going into trance when you're driving a car. Are we going to be aware that the language, this English, this colonized language we're using, is a trance state, feminine?
Well, according to the truth of life.
Think about it for a sec. And then is it trans alpha? Is alpha trans state feminine? Theta feminine? Delta feminine? Is enlightenment feminine? Or is it transcend? And this language is obsolete or outdated for that upgraded construct of perception. So when you're driving from Atlanta to Brooklyn, you're in trance.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we do good. When you working on Miss Bliss, you in trance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amor, when we warriors, when we jogging, we're in trance.
Mm-hmm.
And advanced martial arts, you in trance.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a trance state. When Amilola is really feeling her love groove, she's in trance.
Mm-hmm.
So we getting kind of like mind fucked with the language. You get what I mean? And then the polarity. So it's like, because you know, sorcery is feminine, is power, feminine or masculine. You know, so I'm just saying we can get derailed by using this colonized language.
Mm-hmm.
But it requires shoveling deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
the chakra between the upper three and the lower three is the heart chakra.
Mm-hmm.
The heart chakra feminine.
Mm-hmm.
But now in Tantra, men, myself, Amor, our heart chakra is feminine.
Mm-hmm.
We're a man can have his heart broken and he'll be on a wino on the corner. Women's heart chakras are masculine. Because once a woman gets over heartbreak, she'll be like, "Funk that, mom," and she'll move on to the next chapter. And a brother will be like singing love songs and writing poetry from here into the afterlife. But now, in the sexual arena, we got the masculine bat, lightsaber, and the woman has the feminine stargate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's a love wrestle.
It can be.
Love war.
It
That's a
can
love
be.
dance like a mofo.
You know, I just attribute like the stuff like the chakras and stuff. I attribute that to the magnificence of our electrical magnetism body, right? Because like you said, our positive pole is up here. Y'all positive pole is down here. But like if you think this is an outward pole, this is so when we talk about femininity, I think what we're really saying is receptivity. When are you receiving and when are you putting out? You see what I'm saying? So if you look at the idea of trance, the Cometics attributed that to Aset and to the ocean. You see what I'm saying? Olokun is the deep mind, which is the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That ain't Western. You know what I'm saying? We think about Newt, right? Compared to Noon. That's the darkness, the confusion, the da-da-da-da-da. But really, I think, and I agree 100% what you're saying, all of these words are just used to confuse us. So when we start thinking of we are the same and we are the all, everything and nothing, then we solve our problems in the first place. You see what I'm saying? And I would just be like, why do I have to be masculine or feminine? I'm not saying in this body, but why do I have to delineate or put a term or a box on something when we're not really, you know what I'm saying? So we as gods, we have the ability to restructure ourselves. So we start talking to the higher tree of life. I say Sekert because nobody talks about Sekert. She's not a popular deity, but she deals with structure, right? She deals with the structure. She deals with time. She deals with the winter, with the graveyard, with all of this stuff that people find not cool. The administration of the universe. She's the administrator of the universe, right? But she also represents the power of God, right? To who do we represent? The wisdom of God, right? But when you see Sekert and Kali, they're dark feminines. Why they chose that? Granted, let me be fair. There is a male version. They're both male and female, Sekert and Sekert, right? They come together. They all come together. Olokun, masculine and feminine, they come together. So
Shango and Oya.
Yeah, exactly. So when I did my ritual for Olokun, my partner possessed Olokun first, and then I possessed Olokun, and then they stayed with me. You see what I'm saying? But we got
look at your sign, like Adara's sign, family. She Leo. That's masculine.
Exactly. And I have a masculine, feminine energy compared to a softer feminine energy.
Special shout out to LaShonda.
Can I jump in, Adara?
Yes.
Can I jump in, Adara?
Go ahead, please.
And I'm glad you rounded up with Olokun being neither masculine or both masculine and feminine. And that's in the bringing down the information for me, working with the water elemental, and that's where I was going with the beautiful harmonic dance in those energies, the masculine and feminine energies. It's a beautiful, sacred, tantric union of yourself. I'm not trying to be a divine masculine. I don't want to be a divine masculine. I want to be a divine being. That means understanding, combining, collaborating with both. So there's no separation. So I can fluidly maneuver in and out of the space however is needed.
Cool, cool. I want to also acknowledge Rain. This now, see, this is the language thing. Look, this is a very interesting question. Isn't the only way to become one is by first mastering the masculine and the femininity? Now, see, that's how language is a it puts you in this construct. You know, it's like, okay, what if we were to use the language French? How would you say it in French, Bliss? The same question.
I don't know.
Be French like that because it puts a whole nother construct together. If you get what I mean, you get what I'm saying? Amor?
Yes.
Yeah. So
it's kind of like the word love is not really in many languages, or the word that we phrase here in America, like good morning, even in Spanish is buenos dias, which is good day. You know, so the language, it's definitely a play on the words. And Emilola speaks another language. She can share that too.
And
Yeah.
Yoruba, Milola, what's the word for love in Yoruba?
Ife.
I never knew that. Say that again. Hold on, let me pull you up to the front.
Ife. I-F-E.
I-F-E?
That's love. Ife.
How do you say I love you?
Mo fẹ́ràn ẹ.
Wow.
Mo fẹ́ràn.
Mo fẹ́ràn ẹ.
Wow. And tone. You hear the tone?
Yes.
That's some tonality going on there. You can't say that flat, right? Emilola, you can't say it flat.
That felt good.
Yes, right?
You gotta hit that chakra. You gotta say it with your chest. You hear the tone? Say it again. Hold on, let me pull her up again. Listen to the tone, family, because this is language. Say it again.
Mo fẹ́ràn ẹ.
Where did you and when you felt that resonance?
Yes.
I felt that resonance somewhere in her heart and her diaphragm. She almost sounded like she said that vibrating from her Punani family.
Yeah, love.
That's beautiful. And like,
I mean, I'm saying that, and the more I'm saying it, like my eyes is watering because
it creates vibration.
Yeah,
it does. It does. It creates vibration. That's the beautiful thing about like the work that we do, because when we're disconnected from real languages and things of that nature, we can find a way to vibrate it out of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's where language, like you said, becomes obsolete. You see what I'm saying? It becomes obsolete. If I can touch you and view everything or give you all the communication I couldn't give you with words. You see what I'm saying?
What's the word in French for love?
Water? No, that's Italian. I don't know. I'm wrong.
Amor? No.
Amor. I think it's something like amor.
It's close to amor.
Yeah.
Because in Spanish it's like amor.
Yes.
Je t'aime, amor. Je t'aime.
Je t'aime, yes, je t'aime. My chérie, amor. Remember Stevie Wonder?
Je t'aime. Them, I think them like something like that.
And then the language that I remember, Afwa out of South Jersey, Medasi. The Akan language means Madasi means thank you. But listen how she's I can't say it the way she said, but she says Madasi. You know, like what vibrates. And then there was a word for love, and I can't quite remember it, but it was like a certain kind of vibration. So it went beyond like that English construct. Je t'aime is I love you. Thank you, Renee. Je t'aime.
Yeah, je t'aime.
Yeah. Oh, listen to the way Bliss just said that. Hold on now. Let me pull you up to the front.
That was sexy.
Say it again, girl. Say.
Je t'aime.
Je t'aime.
Je t'aime.
Damn, that's a nice language.
Je t'aime.
It made me blush. Oh my God. Je t'aime. Wow.
Wow.
Because a lot of the other languages, they somehow causes the vibration to come from the heart and through the throat chakra. It's like the words cause the language. It sort of rolls through Like a lot, especially like Spanish and French, you hear like, and with the African language, it's a lot of, you know, like coming from the
guttural
gut.
sounds. Yeah, guttural sounds. Like, we took all of the like the GH sounds and the CH, like all of that out of here. Yep. Yeah, that's probably same thing with the Jewish language. They intentionally took it out and it made our head smaller actually by not saying those syllables and stuff.
And so we have to learn more than one language, family. Because I watch sometimes my Haitian neighbors, they use certain words in English, then they flip and they speak French. And then the Latin people, they speak. You ever hear Puerto Rican sometimes talk? They'd be like speaking in English or Spanglish, combination of Spanish and English, you know, to find, and they sort of like surf between languages to get that combination, to get that essence that you can't find in English, and vice versa. Family, Adara is going to be having a class to liberate the sexual energy cultivation to get you out of post-traumatic slave trauma. Tell us about that class a little more. What's going on? What you got coming up, Adara?
Well, yeah. So this is actually Tantric Bodywork Level 1, Round 2. So for those who've seen my work, they see me waving my hands over people or touching them and doing all that stuff. This is the class to learn that. And it's going to be a 3-level class. It's the first level. It's 8 weeks. We're going to be meeting every Sunday in Atlanta, but you can also do it online and stuff like that. And by the end of this class, you'll be able to move energy. You'll be able to affect the people around you. You'll be able to tap in and harvest emotions as needed. Put bliss in, joy in, but in the same process, you learn about yourself because you can't give to anybody something that you haven't achieved yourself. You see what I'm saying? There's fail safes in this. This is not just learning a technique. You can learn a technique all day long. Shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. You can try it.
Listen, I'm bringing this up because in my family, I know there's trauma.
Yeah.
And look, I'm bringing this picture up.
Yeah.
How many of us know women? Right now, this show is the feminine. We're dealing with the feminine principle, for lack of better words. How many of us know women who have, whether it be trauma, shame, or they've been taught by their parents to shame? Because I literally remember the shame being perpetuated on my sisters by my mama's trauma. I remember that when I was a little kid. This has to be broken, and that is why I have my classmate Adara. Look, we got people in the chat. Hold on, I gotta we got people in the chat that's struggling with this. Fear, shame, suppression. This is mental slavery versus being taught from childhood the principles of sexual energy, power, money.
Yeah,
So,
man.
coming back to you, Adara, you got to talk about your class because this is real revolution. This is revolution, family.
This is why I'm here. You said it. This is why I'm here. This is a real revolution going on, guys. This has become a social mission, something I never thought that I would be on. Just living my own journey. Spirit has shown me a large reach of what this thing could really be, right? So let's just think about this in context a little bit. Anybody, let's say a mom, let's say, Renee, let's call the name out of chat. Renee learns how to do tantric body work or something. So now she's in control of her energy to some degree. And since she's able to help this man or her sister in the class feel a little bit happier or feel better about himself, let's say she worked on the guy and he got up and said, I feel like a brand new man. I'm not as sad as I was about this thing. And let's say Renee goes home and she has a daughter or something, or a son that comes home from school and he's feeling down about himself. He won't talk to her about it. He won't say nothing. But at the dinner table or whatever, or just ride home in the car, she can change her energy and project to him in a non-sexual way and activate the part of him that's hurt. You see what I'm saying? You can do it for your sister, your brothers, anybody on the subway. Every time you move around and your field comes in contact with somebody, they're elevated just a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Let's say if you're a single man, you just want to run through a bunch of women, do that. Feel free to do that. But you can just project a little self-esteem into every chick you have sex with, whether you call her tomorrow or not. What would that do for the world, guys? And just think about it. Just think about the
I
simple.
like that concept.
Come on, like you're not gonna call her tomorrow. If you put some self-esteem in there, at least you won't feel bad about you not calling her tomorrow.
Yo, Amor, we got a mission, brother.
Now you is a real. Now you're not even a dog no more. You've alchemized your dog-like nature, bruh. Now you've alchemized your playerhood into a healing playerhood. Now you don't have to feel guilty about the fact that you're mistreating people. You just think about like all the ramifications on small levels, guys. Small levels that could really help our community, and it don't cost no extra money other than what you pay for my class. But it don't cost no extra money. You know what I'm saying? And like you can teach it to your kids. So my kids see how me and my partner interact. We have our little fights and whatever else, but at the basis of it, there's respect and there's love and there's understanding. You see what I'm saying? There's a genuine desire to want to understand and help each other have a better life.
I want to ask you a question, Adara, and Amor. I want to ask you this, and I'm gonna expose my childhood. I'm the oldest of 7.
Big family.
I didn't get enough attention. I didn't get enough touch because my parents are survivors of trauma. They did the best they could, but they're trauma survivors.
Mm-hmm.
So I touched myself. And when I found out how pleasurable that was, I couldn't wait. When I remember being in elementary school and getting stressed, I couldn't wait to come home and beat my meat because I would orgasm and I would leave my body and I would fly over rolling hills and mountains because I was touch starved as a child. Now, some of us who are overweight, there's a saying about if you don't get enough love through touch, which gives you that dose, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins through touch and hugs, then you turn to drugs. Then you turn to alcohol. Then you turn hugs. You hug for 30 seconds. And I mean, sometimes in the so-called conscious community, I don't even reach out when a sister's going to hug me. I want to see what she's working with. You should see sometimes they turn sideways and pat like we in a Pentecostal church. And I was like, is that the best you can do? And they'd be like, and they get mad with me. Get mad with me when I hold still. And then I'll say, yo, y'all look at this. Like Robin Harris, look, bring the camera over here. Because we touch starved. So how will you address touch deprivation, Adara, and sexual deviation from touch deprivation? Is there a connection? I'm bringing you front and center.
Absolutely, God. Absolutely. So, Amor does conscious cuddling, right? So there are people who do the conscious cuddling thing for people who are starved from touch. But I do like massage. And in Tantra, everybody's kind of funny here and there. So we try to respect your limits, but we ask you to push them because a lot of people come to class and they don't want to be touched at all.
What?
You see what they don't want to be touched.
Yes, this
So
is
you have
true.
and they definitely don't want a man to touch them. So if anybody's going to touch them, it's not going to be the men. You see what I'm saying? They don't even feel comfortable coming into the circle. So we have to meet them where they are. So what happens with that is I exude an energy of my acceptance of masculine energy or my acceptance to touch, whether it be female or male. I don't mind you touching me. Of course, I like my space at the same time, but yeah, touch me. I like being rubbed, it's no problem. But it's really, touch is, if your hands are reflexology zone, that means you're getting the whole body every time you touch somebody with your hands. You see what I'm saying? And every time you hold somebody's hands, you're holding their whole body. Or this finger, like there's meditations where you just hold this, right? You might see statues just standing, just doing this. You know what I mean? And you're getting to the whole body, but it's all electrical communication. You see what I'm saying? And electricity transfer data, right? We all know this, right? We're light beings. And the fact that we're not really allowing ourselves, when you're a child, your root chakra is developing. Your root chakra deals with tribe. It deals with family. It deals with connecting to the earth. It deals with your wanting to be here, feeling worthy to be here, or whatever else like that. So when kids don't feel that, like you said, you start playing with yourself because that's the first way that you can really, really feel alive. You see what I'm saying? You really feel alive. So a lot of people start with that. And it gets unhealthy because they never find a way to make it healthy, and they never find a reasonable connection because they feel like they can't trust anybody besides themselves, or nobody's going to really accept them besides themselves, or they're not going to matter. You see what I'm saying? That's really what it is. They can't matter because when you're coming in from wherever you're coming from and you're materializing into this thing, and you find out that the thing that brought you here doesn't want you, you know, whether it be inside the womb still, or the dad, you as a womb baby, or a placenta, or a placenta embryo, you as an embryo overhear a conversation between mom and dad talking about let's kill the baby. Oh, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They can hear this.
Oh, the baby can hear that.
The babies can hear this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And if they don't, there's going to be a slight complex there. And this whole attention thing, which I'm wrestling with now because I'm a busy mom and whatever else, and my kid wants me to do things, but I have to do things to be able to pay bills and such. So I wrestle with the fact that I can't give them the attention they want. And I know that they can feel that they're not getting what it is that they want. And I came across some information that says whether it actually happened or not, if a child perceives that there's a lack somewhere, they will cause, or they will have a mental construct or structure there now. You see what I'm saying? You could be the best parent person, ever, but the child perceives that you didn't give them enough love, the issue is still there, whether you did it or not. Yes. If you were perceived to be abused, the issue is still there, parents. Please understand.
I want to share a possible remedy if you don't have enough time in this realm, in this reality, during the daylight hours. You can go into trance and literally merge with your child, merge women, merge with your husband while he's sleeping, men merge with your wife or your girlfriend during the midnight hours and send love, forgiveness. That's the trance state. All right, we can go into those trance states and make remedies during the night shift.
100%. 100%.
And do it while you're holding the crystal, while you're sleeping. You know, it amplifies. I'm talking, look, I got a bunch of stuff on my chest, orgone and crystals. I work with the night shift. I'm going to tell you. And then what I like doing, Amor, Adara, Bliss, Emilola, family, I see outcomes during the daytime. That was a reflection for me doing my night work. And the best hours, family, to send love and healing ain't midnight. It's from 3 a.m. to sunrise.
And that's Secret's time. That Dee Dee Secret, that's her time.
Oh,
that's her
really?
Time.
Yeah, I heard that was also Oshun's time.
That's why I always wake up at 3 a.m. Like, why am I always
that's the love hour.
You're supposed to be sending love to someone.
Yeah. Or send it to yourself for healing. Send love to your tissues. Send love from your heart. Put your heart in your hips, your knees, your feet. You know, that 3 a.m. is when it's time to get busy. Time to get busy. Because I've and then don't be going off on I'm not gonna go off on that tangent, but you can literally, there's no separation from 3 a.m. till sunrise. So don't argue. Ladies, don't argue with your husbands. Work on them. Tell them.
I know what you was gonna say, Rising Sun. That little poke in the morning. That's what you was gonna say. You want to talk about that? That little poke that wakes the women up in the morning.
Well, if you want to really get the poke and the stroke, you got to start at 3 to make it reality. For the man and the woman. What you got to say about that, Amor? Let's bring you up here, man.
Don't ask him. No, don't ask him.
Man.
No, don't ask him.
Go ahead, brother.
He's shy.
I'm not. I'm not gonna take it there. I was gonna come in. I'm glad you brought that up about sending that energy to your kids. I'm gonna take y'all down real quick. Since you gave a piece of your personal, I'll give you a piece of my personal. I have a 9-year-old. Her mom kept her away from me for like 2 years because the mom was mad at me.
Oh,
no big deal.
I know about that.
No big deal. I met with my daughter every night. I spent time with her every night. We talked every night to when we finally got back together, like nothing left.
Wow.
like nothing left. And she would tell me, you know, her mom was like, you know, she was saying that she would talk to you. I'm like, yeah, we talked every night. We went and played every night. I said,
Yes.
you not letting her talk to me didn't stop nothing.
Yes.
I said that's you messing your relationship with her, because she knows that I'm looking out for her. I'm looking for her. I'm seeing her. I'm spending time with her. I just don't have access to the telephone that you control.
Yes.
So you wonder why she always fight back with you, because she pissed at you. She knows she knows she did. But yeah, you can meet these loved ones on different planes. Even speaking about the cuddle and the hugs, what can we do? You hug them before you get to them.
Yeah.
Like Dara was saying before, you know, you can change the environment, change the atmosphere of your mate or even a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I walk on people and see them in the store and they're having a bad day, and I hear them just arguing with the cashier. Oh, I'm touching them.
Mm-hmm.
You getting this hug, you getting this complete wraparound energy. When you turn around and look at me and I smile, and you be like, yeah, you felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you felt that hug. And even for the ones who give you the half hug, by the time you come in to give me a half hug, that second embrace you're gonna be fully in.
I'm sorry, my mind went dirty. My mind went dirty. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You can be Dirty McNasty, Adara. It's all right.
What about to say? Hey, I'm gonna touch him anyway.
By the time I wrap around, girl,
Right. By the time I wrap around and dig around him, that energy penis wrapped around and pull him in. Yeah. I wasn't trying to go there, but goddamn it, sis.
Energy penis is real, dog. It's real. But I do want to say, piggybacking on that, for people who don't have anyone around, you can do a similar thing for you. So you can just breathe in, right? Love from the universe or anything. You can just deal with the tree, or you can deal with the sun or whatever. Just breathe it in. And when you exhale out your back and hug it back. Hug the sun back. And then bring it back in and just hug the sun back. Just do it a couple times. I promise you, you will have an experience. Do it with the earth. Do it with a bouquet of flowers, like, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can put your higher self or your child self, just like Hank said, in front of you mentally, and just hug that. You know, it'll work. So we can talk about some crazy things.
Can I go back to the masculine and feminine thing?
Hold that thought, Milola, because we want to build on something. Family, go to bed at night with your crystal. Do this with your crystal, and what it will do is amplify your healing suggestions of love 600%. Okay, do this with crystals on the night shift from 3 a.m. You could even put it in the bed, because the best sleep, Miss Bliss know the best sleep to stay youthful is from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Miss Bliss go down with the sun. Look at her. She look like she need high school ID to go outside. And then when you wake up around 3 o'clock in the morning, you start working with the crystal. Ask the crystal spirit to assist you in sending love messages to whoever you have in concern. Now, don't emotionally, sexually try to molest.
Right.
Otherwise, you're in for an ass whooping.
Right. Right.
Because there is something called sexual molestation where, and I've done it. When I was a teenager, I couldn't get punani for nothing. So I would have used my imagination and picture somebody. And then one time I went to this, and it was a beautiful chocolate Native American older sister. And the next time, she was my fantasy for that night. And the next time I went to the Native American ceremony, she looked at me like, you bad. I know what you did to me on that night shift. It's all about imagination. I never said anything. I was too uptight, too immature. But when you start messing with crystals and intentions, you can make the world change, family. I just want to share that. Go to bed with your crystal. Make love while you're holding a crystal and see the difference. Or even comedy. You change the whole neighborhood, family, if you hold on to a crystal. Doing a tantra work with a crystal, she, as Miss Bliss said, she. Oh, man.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Quick, may I bring something up right
Oh,
quick?
girl, this is your show.
Yeah, so on January 7th, Amore is having an event that I will be at. I will be doing I think I'll be doing a new room massage demonstration or something like that. But it's a more adult type of situation for people who might be into that, who might need some breaking out of your comfort zone possibly, or you want to let your free flag fly a little bit. You need some hugging, some cuddling, some dancing, some intimacy. It's an intimate night. It's an intimate night, and I do believe this is clothing optional. I believe more, but January 7th here in Atlanta. So that's something you guys are interested in. Holler at us on that one as well. So More has all the details on that one.
Since you brought it up, can I jump in on it real quick?
Yeah, man.
Please.
Let me pull you up on front and center. Go ahead.
So, yes, it's clothing optional, but most clothes you can have on is satin or silk lingerie. But the night is called a night of intimacy. I was birthed between myself and my co-host, Candy, at a event she did, and we was talking about how people are not intimate with one another, with themselves, with nature, with other people. And it started with her and I slow dancing. So the goal of that night, speaking about masculine and feminine energies, because that is my wheelhouse. That is what's been coming down into me. The Olokun, no separation. So it's about being able to get in a place of unrestricted, unconditional, non-judgmental place of acceptance, for you just to be, for you to acknowledge your feminine and your masculine, to combine. The first thing about this is a union with yourself. And once you become fostering a union within yourself, you get to share the love you have with you with whomever you choose. So, like we said, my sister Adara gonna be doing there, showing some intimate things. My co-host gonna do something to me. I'm gonna flip around and do something to her, and the goal is just to get this energy to rise up. It's
Wow.
the energy should vibrate out. What Adara does, the energy is going to vibrate out, and everyone is going to feel. What I am going to be leading the co-host with, the energy between us, what we're going to do is going to vibrate to it affect other people the same way. But it's about honoring and doing that harmonic, beautiful dance of these energies until you become one.
Right.
The goal here is to be one. That's that God self. God is not separate. God is one.
Indeed.
And then, if you choose to be freer and allow yourself to flow in other areas, it's all good. Everything's accepted. With consent with whoever you're talking to.
Yeah. As long as you have permission,
So,
you're good.
we'll be dancing. No wallflowers. We will be slow dancing. We don't slow dance enough. There won't be no little yachty, nobody on the radio. It's a slow dancing and intimacy.
Yes.
Intimacy into you first, seeing it to yourself, and then allowing what you see and who you see to share that with everyone else. Because I said, the love I have exudes out of me is what I have for me. And you guys get to sit up on the waterfall of me.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Okay.
And you all know what Nuru massage is?
No, please explain. Because I posted a guy washing some women in the chat, and the women was like, "Oh Lord, where's he at? What's his number?" So please, we massage, touch, all of that, and how healing it is. Yes.
So what a Nuru massage is a body-to-body glide massage. So pretty much you cover yourself in oil and you slide on somebody, right? Ooh. So So the reason why I like this massage is not necessarily for the man or whoever. It's because of how beautiful and juicy and alive it makes me feel. You see what I'm saying? So the whole ritual of like oiling myself, right? And just seeing how like the candlelight like glistens off my body, how I feel just doing it, the fact that I am an alluring thing and this person is appreciating it or whatever else, the fact that I can emanate a certain vibe and arouse a certain energy with them, this person, whomever else. And then like when my body actually touches them, just how that connection just feels like softness versus hardness and just the whole thing. And it just like synchronizing it to the music and just like really, if you could paint somebody with love, You see what I'm saying? But your body is the love or something like that. Right. No, I'm not having sex with anybody. I'm just gonna be rubbing on you in a very greasy way. So that
Easy.
grease it, baby, grease it. You know, but it's a very powerful thing for women to do, especially if you have insecurity about your body. You see what I'm saying? Especially like I know people like no clothes, but when you think when somebody says get naked, you're like, why do you feel that? Shame. When did you learn to feel that? For what reason? You think that you're supposed to look a different type of way. Well, if you do, or if you are, we could all look a little better, I'm sure. We could all be a little more in shape or this or that. But who cares? Honestly, nobody cares. I don't care if you're a burn victim. We don't care. And you should have a chance to be around people who don't care. So just so you feed yourself and the fact that you're accepted. You see what I'm saying? The fact that you can just be with no, like that's a main key of Tantra. You do not have to earn love.
Yep.
Period. You do not have to earn feeling good. You do not have to earn being happy. You do not have to earn bliss. You can have it anytime you choose to have it. You see what I'm saying? And that's where power lies. So people like turn their nose up about little things like that. But these are the steps that you have to take to really, really like tap into yourself and say, F it. Like, I don't care who sees me. I don't care who sees me. So I don't care who I talk in front of. I don't have stage fright. I don't care who talks. I could be as wrong as a bat. I don't care. And it started with me being uncomfortable getting naked in front of people. That's how it started. You know what I mean? I realized that nobody told me to put my clothes back on. So I guess I'm okay. No man ever told me to leave. I guess I'm okay. So my evidence proved to myself that you're okay. You're pretty. You're this, you're that. Even though I got picked on in school, my front two teeth faced each other like this. And I work in children's church and the kids, I smile, little kids will run away from me. Kids don't lie. You look crazy. Them teeth look crazy. But you know what? I am beautiful, regardless.
You know something? That's
By
the way, I did blow up the chat with a couple of your sexy posts, girl. Where you had the girls all out and you were sitting in the position and everything. So come on, you would like to share some eye candy. The ladies are hungry, by the way. They're very hungry. Your videos, whatever you got on. Any of your brother friends you got, we open.
I got some videos.
There you go. I'll share that in the chat. Beautiful.
Thank you. My
so if they come to your class, they'll be looking like this, huh?
Sexy.
Well, not in this particular class because we want to get people comfortable with it. But if they come to January 7th, the night of intimacy, then yes.
Okay, because we got to change them from this.
They're going to look like that. No, go back to they're going to look like that on January 7th.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sure.
And that's where we got to get it. That's where we got to go with this, for real. Let me find this. We got to get away from this.
Right.
This is post-traumatic slave from you might have learned it from your mama. Shame.
So
drop the shame and the blame and go to here. Oh, you happy, nasty looking girl. And I'm thinking there's one beautiful sister I know in the chat, the WhatsApp chat, y'all. And let me show you the link. I know a sister, she lives orgasmically and she's close to 60, but she looks 30. Cancerian, Emilola. She's a Cancerian and she's gorgeous. And all her friends, it's like, how are you defying time? And what it is she stays in her orgasmic rhythm. So I ain't gonna say her name because y'all be recognizing her. But y'all got all kind of folks in the chat.
Well, I might be in Baltimore February 12th doing an event. So y'all might be catching. I don't know, I'll be back in NYC, but Baltimore close. But I think people want to hear what Emilio was gonna say.
Yes.
Yeah, Milola. Let's bring Milola up front.
No, I was just going to say, because there's such like a misunderstanding between what masculine and what feminine is. So when Brother Moore spoke earlier about giving someone a hug, it's like, would you consider that your masculine energy or your feminine energy? Because I actually speaking to a guy the other day, and he was telling me that, people are so like against this man thing. And, I just want my woman to be soft and gentle and be feminine. while let me be manly and man and be my masculine nature and my woman just feminine and soft. And it's like, I don't think feminine is just soft and just gentle.
Exactly.
I so it's
Exactly.
like people don't understand what masculine and what feminine is. So that's why I brought that up, so you could, yeah.
You want to
100%.
touch on that?
Mm.
You want us to talk more about what you just said?
No, like, okay, the question really is, yeah, of course, but the question really is the hug that you gave the person, like the random cashier, is that masculine or is that feminine?
So
Some people would
it,
think that.
that depends on what she is telling me.
Mm,
So um, so when I greet someone, right? Let's say you, love,
mhm,
I ran into you at the store or whatever, and I recognize you. So I'm coming in, hey, how you doing? Actually, you mind? I'm coming in for a hug. So what I'm getting off of you, the reflection that's bouncing back off me is like a radar type of thing, echo. Um, being that I am in a dance with my masculine and feminine, who is hearing? So am I hearing you saying you just need a comfort? You just need a nurturer? You need somebody to make you feel better? You need some of that? Or do you need to feel safe and protected because you just had a rough, long fucking day and you just want to be held and all your armor go off?
mm,
So off of what I hear from you, from your reflection is what my hug gonna be. So
mm. So a hug
it's,
is not feminine or
it's
masculine.
no, no,
No,
no.
that's the language.
I hugged the dude at the camp. I hugged the dude at the camp. It wasn't it was a feminine hug or a masculine hug. It was a nurturing hug. It was what was needed in my divine being self. If we, because I had this one guy that he's all his whole rah masculine and like he I don't that's not that's not helping.
Because
Yeah.
feminine could be aggressive as well.
Right.
So that's why it's like people need to understand
Okay,
what
see,
that
that's
is.
the language
But
twist.
that's the language, like I was about to say, it's the language you're saying. That's why I said when you're intertwined, when we get out of the idea of being separate again, like you said, it's a degree of something, right? When we get out of the idea of being separate, we can flow in any of these energies that we need to for the given time. So you again, love, born in a woman, so you're in the feminine energy, dominant, right? But when you need to set a boundary, when you need to be your warrior, which is a thought of a more yang masculine energy. That's not you becoming a man or being too in your masculine energy. You are accessing that energy to tell the motherfucker no. That's a boundary setting. You're going into your warrior to protect your moon, to protect your mother, your nurturing.
Mm.
It's not making one more more masculine, more feminine. Other, this is just the type of energy that you need, the energy and what you needed to move in for that moment. We get this thing where we want to get stuck in something. Oh, I have to be completely in my feminine if I want to be intuitive and draw and be artistic and all of that. It's the language.
Language and
But
play
we have to use it though,
language.
even though it's a trance and it's it's all twisted up. This is what we have to use for them to understand, to get these analogies and to get these words so it clicks in them for them to start their journey within themselves and to bring down the information they need for themselves.
Because I've been told, okay, I was told something about my daughter and I got protective about it. And I started using my hands and I was like speaking like this and everything. I was like, oh no one can take my child away from me from this, and I started doing that. And the person was telling me, oh, you're being masculine.
No,
Who hunts?
I'm like,
In a pride, who hunts?
Sorry?
In a lion's pride, who hunts?
The woman, the female. So we don't understand what masculine really means and what feminine really means. Like,
see, don't get caught on those language words. Those words are spells.
Understand the energies. That's what
As he
people need to
said,
understand, the energies.
It's the
Not the
energy.
necessary words or what they want to have the characteristics of something or how it's supposed to look. We have these supposed tos and they says rules, and I hate them. I don't do none of them. I don't do no they says. I've never met Mr. and Mrs. Day. I can give a fuck what they say. I don't do no supposed tos. I wasn't there when it came up. They're not mine. But we have these ideas of how something's supposed to look, and we box out. People get boxed in these boxes by how it's supposed to look and what they have said it's being. Because we can ask, Where we get the idea of masculine from. You know, that's what they say. Who is they? You know, they. It's going to go back to a they, because no one can tell you the origination of it. They say it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around the world. I've checked European phone books. There's no Mr. and Mrs. Day. I've been to Africa. There's no Mr. and Mrs. Day.
Yeah.
So fuck what they say. Let go of these words. So understanding the energies. These are the subtle energies all through nature. So you have a masculine and feminine energy, hot and wet energies in nature. Understanding the energies of something, not the box characteristics of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So people are misunderstanding and trying to, oh, you worshiping animals. No. We're worshiping the iconograph, the characteristic of this certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't worship crocodiles because I acknowledge Sabet. No, I understand, but I understand the characteristics of the crocodile and what's going on. But they get stuck in
the
this
heart
thing.
chakra is neither masculine or feminine when it comes into embraces.
Right.
Because as they say, you know, it's the saying, men chase, women choose.
Mm-hmm.
When a man can sensitize his energy for being around crystals, he can feel a woman's allure for a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the invitation. So she's projecting that whirlpool of energy, whether you want to call it masculine or feminine, that's irrelevant. What it is that she's literally pulling on a man's chakras to draw. And now we're talking gravity. So is gravity masculine or feminine?
Right.
Let's talk about gravity.
Right.
When woman pulls, I felt one time, this one sister, she pulled on me so hard I could almost feel the gravity shifting. And I was like almost like counteracting with my feet in the dirt. I mean, that's gravity.
Yeah.
So there are people in our community who is working with gravitational magnetism in your aura so that you don't have to. The last thing to deal with is physical contact. When you start dealing with magnetic gravity in your aura, you can pull anything to you. Finances, safety for your children.
Yes.
We're talking about gravity now. We're talking about magnetism. And in the magnetism, you have the feminine or the masculine, but it's gravity. And when you gravitate and you have a good hug, you transcend polarity. So that's where we can't get caught up in the language, Cooley. Because, hey, you know, Europeans say in this language, oh, magnetism is feminine and electricity is masculine. And then the ancient Egyptians say the sky is masculine and the earth is feminine, or the earth is masculine and the sky is feminine. Who give a damn? You know, oh, so is the orgasm masculine or feminine, or is it transcendental? Is comedy masculine or feminine, or is it transcendental?
You know, it's like times like this where I'm like, you know, this is where you have to look into form and function and purpose. Like, you know, Emilola, that's how you say it, right? Emilola?
Yes.
Yeah.
Emilola.
Emilola.
Yeah.
Emilola.
Yeah. So, like, why are you giving the person the hug? That's going to tell you what part of yourself you're working out of. So if somebody needs support, you know what I mean? So you don't have to think about the masculine from like, what is the function of this thing? What is the function of the sky? What is the function of the earth? What is understand its characteristics that way, and then it will explain itself to you. And you'll have a conversation with the earth or with the plant. Because I've had so many weird conversations, and they'll explain the nature of everything to you. And this is where we're talking about this whole power thing, right? Because when we talk from a human point of view, then we're trying to pull these little pieces together. We talk from a more ascended point of view, we're dividing the pieces up because we're the source of this piece, right? So little simple things like just masculine, feminine. This is what matters. This part, the hand, this is what matters. All of this other stuff is just divisions, and this is the thing controlling it, right? And that's just there's a lot of different ways that we can just think about it, but the form and the function and the purpose and the structure, if we just start focusing in that area, is key. So we did a ritual not too long ago, and I held the energy and I gave the little lessons and stuff. And one of the biggest things that I took away from it was that the concept of if I died or when I died, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? And I decided to come back, or let's say I was original source from the beginning and I decided to make a soul. How would I design that soul? If I decided to make a man and that man was me, how would I make me? You see what I'm saying? And that's how you made you. You see what I'm saying? Your whole life is going to end up being a story that you would enjoy reading or watching. Like, look at the stuff you watch if you watch TV, look at the stuff you read and the nature of the things you enjoy putting into your psyche. If somebody told you back the life that you lived, possibly it might be a story that you would have picked up and read. You see what I'm saying? It's a story that you yourself. And we forget that we wrote this story because we want to be entertained as the Most High. We're just trying to see some stuff. You know what I mean? So we think about that thing like, how did I make? I want to be Hank. How would I design Hank? What would Hank want to go through? What would make Hank excited? What would turn Hank on? What would do this? What would do that? Do. That's how Hank made himself. And that's why he enjoys the process of living his life and learning. Like, he's fascinated in what he's fascinated in because he designed himself to be fascinated in that thing from a higher place. And we just have to remember all of this stuff and just have joy and bliss and fun. You realize you can move the blocks of reality around. I know it sounds crazy because I think about it all the time. Like, girl, you is regular. You are very regular. But the things you do is very tricky. Are you making any of this up? Is any of this real? Quote unquote. You're moving your hand and imagine a portal opening up over here. Can't nobody see this portal, but this person feels something going through this portal because you imagine something sucking, and as soon as you imagined it, they started shaking and flipping. Is there really a portal here? I don't know. I just did some Dr. Strange something, and there's a portal here. I touched the lady on her toe, and she did this. I pointed my coochie at somebody 3 times. Oh, 3 times, and all 3 times they started channeling.
Woo! That's some voodoo coochie.
Yeah, Amor was there. He's seen it twice. Amor seen it twice. He was laying down. I pointed my coochie at him, and the lady on top of him started channeling.
Damn, voodoo punani.
Yes.
Yeah. But before I knew anything about it, I remember guys. I was laughing about this the other night. Guys used to tell me I had a tricky pussy before I knew anything about Tantric. I didn't know what they meant, but they was like, I don't know about another P, bitch. What's going on? I'm like, drugs, I guess. But as you alchemize and you learn more about yourself, you're like, dang, that was a latent power that I didn't realize I had, that had no control over and didn't know how to use. So therefore, it was tricky. Now it's masterful.
Right.
So, anyways, I'm on a tangent. Whatever, guys.
No,
that's a great tangent.
That's a great tangent.
Beautiful.
Well
said.
Your way, girl.
You gotta believe in yourself, baby. Just believe in yourself.
Yeah. Let's just look at it. Milo lie. Is she feminine? Is she dopamine? Is she oxytocin? Is oxytocin feminine or masculine? She looks like Bliss. So is Bliss feminine or masculine? See how we get jacked up? Serotonin, is it feminine or masculine? What about
I hugged a girl before. We were like in a sweat lodge and everything. We came out and we were just all hugging each other. But this girl, I hugged her in such a way where I hugged her and then I just picked her up and I held her in my arms. And at first and the next thing you know, she just kind of like, rested on me. And then I just started spinning her around. And she just, it was so, I was just like, oh my God. And of course I've hugged in a way where I'm just like, before, like, all like cuddly, but this time it was just such a, and the way she leaned on me and put her whole body weight on me, it's like, we're so intuitive. Like, and when she did that, I held her even more. Like, I got you. You don't worry about it.
She needed that.
Yep.
It was crazy. I was like, wow. So our body really knows this stuff, and there's no separation. It's just intuitively, like you said, like what the person needs and what she needs came out of you, whether it's feminine or masculine or whatever.
Beautiful.
Okay,
y'all. Be open to it, like you said, myself and Adara is agents of love, and I had a life of misunderstanding the word from growing up, right? So a lot of things that would probably that could have turned me sour to the idea of love, sharing love, according to the supposed to and they say rules. But all those things that could have turned sour was, like Adara says, everything's out of a lack of love or fear of love, and that we've learned. Once we get rid of that, and we go into these places where you're just coming out of sweat lodge, you are in this space of openness and appreciation and gratitude for the sweat lodge and love, and that's just emanating off of you. So when you did it, it wasn't the old hey hug. You did it and you embraced it when you pulled her into you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. You pulled her into you, and she was in you, safe. So shoulders drop.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
that happens because you was in a space to be of a loving because you choose to, not out of obligation, not out of respecting anything back. It was a natural flow of energy, like just flow of water. I like to tell people I'm the ocean. I'm as vast and as deep. You can swim in me all day long. I don't run out. In that moment, you just became that vastness for her. You pulled it into you. I love the moments.
Awesome.
You know, that reminds me of I remember, being in light meditation, and then you can feel when somebody is like, before you go to sleep, family, at night, before you go to sleep, shield yourself, put a shield. I am master shield of protection surrounding me. And then you do that for your home. I am divine protection surrounding my home, because you have opportunistic people that learned a little bit of these sciences. They'll try to come and do a visit on you.
Yeah, they will.
And if your energy is weak, you won't perceive the intrusion. And I remember I literally saw this individual, and I basically energetically pushed them back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you're not invited. So it's a matter of cultivating sensitivity. Activate that Jedi. So you can, instead of wasting the most precious commodity in the world, and that's your time and your youthfulness, ladies and gentlemen, trust your intuition, because your intuition, the voice of love, is the first impression that comes to you when you meet somebody. That your spirit will tell you yay or nay. But you've been miseducated to question your primal voice of love. Intuition is love. Don't go down that street. But how many of us ignore the voice of love and do it anyway? Don't have sex with this person. How many of us ignore the voice of love and do it anyway, and then get stuck on the wheel of time? Who got time to waste? It could be months, years, but your intuition told you at the first encounter. We don't have time to waste. Time is most precious commodity.
Indeed.
Sure. Wow. So speaking of spirits and love and hug and stuff, like you said earlier, this used to happen to me where I actually stopped hugging. Like I will hug someone, and then I would literally pick up something and I'll just go into like a burping frenzy. And all of a sudden, I don't feel good anymore. It's like I picked up everything from them. And I was like, all right, I'm not touching anyone. I'm not hugging anyone. So I really didn't know how to handle that or what to do. I guess I was weak-minded at the time, or I don't know what the reason was. But I still, till today, I'm a little nervous. Like I don't just hug everybody.
I mean, that's wise. That's wise. I ain't saying go and just, be hugging random
Don't
people.
be a hug slut. Ain't nobody telling you to be a hug slut. Stand on a corner and just slut hugs.
I brought that up just to talk about spirits and showing
Right.
love. But how do you protect yourself? Because I don't want to be afraid to
You
hug.
got to use common sense. How do you protect yourself from going outside when it's cold? What do you do? When you know it's cold outside, what do?
You cover up. You bundle up.
You bundle up.
Yeah. Protect
Before
yourself.
you go outside, you shield up.
Very true.
All right.
It's common sense.
It's very, very important. Very important. Look, I'm gonna have to tell it though. I don't know, grand trying, and so I've been in my spiritual working and learning for the last 15 years, right? So Tantra is probably one of the last. No, they're not. But anyway, getting with Master Out and Grand Trying and Adara and all other people that's been there for me, he has his this analogy that he likes to use, that we like to use in the class. We do the work, the juicing, the mantra, the qigong, the breath works, and all the regimens we have, and to help strengthen our light body or our energy body, clearing out the heart space, doing that work in to get rid of some of these false beliefs and counterfeit personalities that put holes in our energy field. And we do this work so much, you know, and we get it so well, and building up the armor around you. It's like he would say, you build ourselves to be a diamond amongst glass, right? You're building your body up. You are a diamond amongst glass, not demeaning anyone. We're just saying. So when I am out walking around, and sometimes I think I might be a hug slut. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes, sometimes I am. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I am.
It's your job, baby. It's your job. Don't worry. It's your job.
You know, sometimes I am.
You're just working.
But I'm a diamond amongst glass. You throw a diamond amongst the glass, nothing's gonna get, the diamond's not gonna be hurt. Just the other glass is gonna be the ones broken and whatnot. But yes, it's still important to make sure you, like you said, cover up, put your armor on. When you headed back into the house from being outside, clear yourself off, all those things. But you know, we build ourselves up for the missions that we are. How I am, I know other brothers and sisters inside the system is not how I am, because we have our own marinade, we have our own sauce, we have our own
genes.
Thank you. That's the word. Geniuses that we bring into it. But I just wanted to add that in. You know, it's the preparation work that we do on the daily as well, and the rituals, and having these strange conversations with everything and nothing.
And we're more than our bodies.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
We're more than our bodies.
Yes.
So can you imagine if you got on your waist beads, Emilola? Do you wear crystal waist beads?
I need it. No, I don't.
So what are you doing with being a hug slut with no crystals? You know, like, that's why you wear waist beads for protection. And even when you're going into ceremonies or going to a graveyard, your ass better have on protective waist beads. Otherwise, you'll get a ghost up in your punani, and then you'll be acting a fool when you go back home to your family. Because negative or low frequency energy goes in through a woman's punani. So that's why you're wearing waist beads that have stones like black tourmaline and onyx or lapis or turquoise to protect your negative, if we want to call it feminine, whirlpool that will suck in without filtration. Unless you do your affirmation, I am divinely protected. Yes, I am. Don't that feel good to the coochie?
Yeah.
It does. It does. And you also,
yeah.
That's where the heart also comes in. That's why you want to power up your heart, because you connect your heart to your vagina. Now you have the filtering system and a protective system and a wisdom center, because your vagina is wise as well. But this heart thing is a whole other thing. You see, so we work them together. And then you have your solar plexus, which will be a defense system as well, right? So like your lower three chakras, when you're driving and you do something to save your life, you don't know how you did it, that's your lower three chakras kicking in. Save your life. Those are the chakras that save your life constantly. Those are the emergency chakras. Those are, you know what I'm saying, them brakes. They're gonna get you out the situation, right? So we connect all of that stuff together. That's why having an integrated energy system really, really matters, guys. It really, really does. And it putting wisdom into your kundalini and wisdom and joy into your vagina. You see what I'm saying? Because if a dick goes in there, don't feel right, you and opening your throat, you be like, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
No, sir, this ain't. Or you can like do, yeah, you can.
And how do you got to learn that women, y'all power plants. You're not a victim. You're a power plant. If I want to get electricity to light up my lamp, what do? I plug in.
I'm sorry. I thought you were telling me so crazy. I'm sorry. You're right. Hey, I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
Bro, you got wound up? It was real simple.
I was like, if you got to put a light bulb in that thing too, I'm like, let me find out. Some of
the women are them xenon bulbs.
I'm trying to find out.
Up in there now.
You can develop those muscles so you can blow smoke rings, fire a boiled egg 10 yards in any direction. Okay? So you can rewire a brother when you connect Emilola or women in the audience so that you cast a punani spell on his dick.
Some women have done that.
Many. Really,
So
that's the goal.
You're the outlet. You're the wall outlet.
In the first place.
So you just meditate what you want?
Anything. But you got to get charged up. Because if your wall outlet is only like 1.5 volts, instead of 300 watts, then you're going to have to go and exercise, eat right, get off the meat, and get into a vegetarian diet so that you become charged up like Erykah Badu. So whoever plugs into her transforms and activates their superpowers. But if you eating hot dogs on the corner with chitlins stir fried with white rice,
He said chitlins.
plus you got fumes. You got to manage your stuff.
Right.
What foods, what herbal teas to charge up the male nature, to charge up the female nature? Or do you do Cheerios in the morning and can't keep a man or can't keep a woman? Because you don't have any voltage. You don't have any current flowing through you because you ain't eating right and you ain't thinking right. And so you already a zombie incarnate.
They got a little nasty looking semen, all green and orange and stuff.
Ooh.
Yes, man. It don't
and the
look
ones that
right.
taste horrible too. I mean, not that I would know, but I'm just saying.
Pull up the front. Talk about that nasty sperm.
I'm just saying, some of it doesn't taste good. You know, men, you might want to eat right, get more fruits in your system, and drink more water. I'm just saying, not that I know. I heard through the grapevine.
I've heard it too. Somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have a filtration that you don't know how to women, you got to eat the pineapples, and men, we eat pineapples so you can sweeten up your nature.
Watermelon.
You know, I remember one time I was with this beautiful Jamaican sister and we was getting warmed up and I smelled her yoni juice and it smelled like chicken curry. What you think I did? I started
ate it,
backing up.
Oh.
I don't like no cherry. I didn't want no curry chicken between the thighs of a Caribbean woman.
You little Scotch bonnet pepper go with it, baby. You fine.
I remember a woman telling me she don't eat no vegetables, no fruit. All she eat is meat, and she didn't have no white in the eyes. Her eyes, it was brown. All she did was meat.
Wow.
Okay, and she was a pretty woman till you look at her eyes. Her eyes looked like she was so backed up that her fecal matter wanted to come through her eyeballs.
Dang.
You can see it on them.
You can see it.
You can see it.
So you could be pretty, but if you eating dirty, That's some nah shit, man.
It's
Not
real.
everybody's fit for human consumption.
You got that right.
Mhm.
Let me look in the chat. They going wild in the chat. You got juices and berries. You got Lord,
Yes.
preach.
You know, one good thing though, obviously for women also is a cucumber cleanse. Like peel the cucumber and cleanse it up. It's really refreshing. It's really good, and it helps get you, rejuvenated and such.
And how about women getting yoni steams?
Mm-hmm.
So you could do an exorcism from the previous toxic sperm spell that you
Woo!
left up in your Stargate.
Are we talking sex demons, sex exorcisms?
Sexually
Is there such
transmitted
thing,
trauma.
Adara
Yeah.
and Amor? Have you
Yep.
seen any of those demons? Those
Oh.
sex demons and sex?
Yeah.
How do you get rid of them? When was the last time you took a yoni steam
Mm.
to get rid of your previous mismanaged punani encounter?
Mm-hmm. Take that steam, forgive yourself for it, for making bad decisions.
And when was the last time men and women, you ask your men, when was the last time men asked their dick if they really like that punani?
Mm.
Before like plugging in? Did you ever hear your yang say, no, man? Did you ever hear your punani women say, I don't want to charge him up?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you all up in your head thinking, just thinking from the penthouse and numb as a zombie from the neck down?
Mm.
So wait,
Who raised you?
I got a question. Are you saying that some men can get started and not finish? Or do they mostly just finish the job? That's what I want to know.
Well, what is the
who's gonna
definition
stop?
of finishing the job? Is he masturbating in your punani? Is that finishing the job? Or is he sensitizing and waiting till you suck his nature in by slow teasing?
Mm.
You ever had slow tease? So that you literally are giving the nature head because he knows how to take his time? Or is he just going to push in like somebody at your front door that don't have any manners? Oh, shit. What kind of conversation are you having now?
Depends if you have some Hennessy or not. That tells you everything.
Nick Yama calls it awareness.
Mm-hmm.
We need therapy or psychedelics. We are out of our rabbit ass minds.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now,
hold on, Dara. I want to Miss Bliss.
Hold on.
Was that your question, or were you asking, can men start something and stop?
Well, for example,
hold on, let me pull her up to the front. Come on, Robin Williams. Yeah, not Robin Williams. Robin Harris. Robin Harris is in the house.
No, I've heard some men say that when they began with a woman, that something happened between a smell or not feeling right once he entered her, that they didn't want to finish the job, and they would stop. They would stop and leave.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's a very small, I mean, like out of like a lot of men that I've spoken to, it's a very, very, very small amount of men who would stop.
Yes.
So it's, I guess you got to have like a lot of control or power or
self-respect.
No, all you gotta have is a nose if that punani has become a sperm dump, trash dump.
Is that small amount of men, because the majority of the men still are stuck on what man is. They're still chasing the punani and want to get everything and everybody. They ain't stopping because they didn't get the message. They stopping because I'm worried about what somebody else is going to think if she tells somebody I stop.
Oh.
So they're not self-aware. They're still under somebody else's somebody else's shit. So the small amount of men that you say that has said, yeah, like, no, once he said, no, it's time to back out of this. Nope, we couldn't have been here in the first place. They be like, they're accepting of all of them. People that get worried about what somebody else is going to think and how it's going to be looked and portrayed, there's very little acceptance of themselves. So I want to make sure I don't do something to jeopardize being seen as being one of the boys, or being manly, or being accepted by whoever, even a woman.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Women too.
Even the woman. Yeah, I don't want to. What if she tells somebody else? She may ruin the chance for somebody else. I gotta keep my gotta keep my my character up.
Right.
Bad
Right.
review.
That's true.
Work with crystals and you'll sensitize, or do microdosing of shrooms.
Mhm.
And I know y'all can talk to Adara and Miss Bliss about that, so that you can see the spirits of the last person that the person of interest was engaged with. Slow down, and just see if there's any spirits around her.
Mhm.
All right. You can if you breathe and get quiet and hold your crystals, family, you can hear their ancestors. You can take the time to ask their ancestors. Hey, ancestors of uh Miss Bliss, how y'all doing? Or Emilo La. You could ask the ancestors of the man of interest
Mhm.
and trust your first impression when you reach out to them. I remember one time this sister came in and she was fine. And she had a ghost come in with her.
Mhm.
And I was like, who's that? It's just, and she was like making her moves and everything. So what I did real quick, I said, when was the last time you had sex? And, she was thrown off because I'm feeling the man that she was recently engaged with in the room with us.
Wow.
Interesting.
So you can sensitize so you ain't got to waste time. And ladies, you can have a conversation with the mic. Say, hey, where you been? Where you been lately? What's happening? What's your
I
name?
know some women already do that.
Wow.
She's laughing.
Well, you ain't got to waste time.
One thing that Talk to the Penis will tell you about is the man's confidence level and how he talks to himself and how he treats himself. Like when nobody else is around, the penis will tell you. You see what I'm saying? Like the amount of depressed penises.
Damn,
And
you
people
must
are like,
have some kind of shroom meditations, Adara. Go ahead, girl.
Depressed penises. Break it down now.
it's at
Let me
first
get a shroom up in here.
I take a lot of shroom trips. I'm not gonna lie. I'm aficionado. But like you said, you sensitize yourself. Your proximity to them that you have to get to find out the information becomes less and less and less, right? So when I first didn't know anything or whatever else, I had to be in a sexual encounter or whatever else. I'm like, some people don't really, or just watch how he acts or something. But now I could possibly touch somebody, or I was at a bar and I just felt like this different energy around the bar, and I was like, this person has this energy. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Or whatever, but this particular one is doing some stuff and sending it my way. But I got a full download about his personality, what kind of conversation he has, the way he sees himself, like all of this different stuff. And then 3 minutes later, he said something that confirmed all of it. So I didn't have to flirt with him. I didn't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I was interested, but I didn't have to do any of those things. But you start seeing and feeling energetic and vibrational patterns. You start seeing things on people. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. You start seeing all that type of stuff. And like you said, like you see stuff coming in with them, and most times they just don't really have a lot of confidence, or because of what they think they're supposed to be and not measuring up to that, they talk to themselves so horribly, yo. They grab themselves so strongly, and like their parents like, girl, he's beating me to hell. Save me. I'm like, no, I don't know you. But it's screaming. So, when we do lingam massage or something like that, guys may not. When I was doing sensual massage as a person knowing Tantric. So people would come in with all kind of wretched desires. Like they were coming on a very low vibrational thing. So they thought. But when I started doing the full body massage, I started going to the lingam part, and I like touch different parts of them, the reflexology zones on the junk, and then like their heart, they'll just start talking, or they'll just start crying, or whatever else. They'd be so confused. Like, I'm supposed to be being a perv right now. What's happening? I'm paying to be a perv, but I'm crying and I'm opening up my heart. What is this trash? I don't know. I'm confused, but they can't stop it. And they'll start talking about their wife and their child and all of this stuff. and they just get up looking crazy. So fast forward that now we don't have to do any of that. But when we teach people how to do it, that's what we're really trying to do. We're really trying to tap into that emotional, mental thing that's holding you back, because most times your sexuality is bound by a mental construct, and that's where your trauma is living. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So your mind, consciousness happens when information or energy gets into a neural network, be it your solar plexus ganglia, be it your throat ganglia, be it your pineal ganglia, or your pituitary ganglia. You see what I'm saying? Or your genital ganglia. Electricity and energy comes in there and activates it, and now that's mind and body communicating. Information's coming out. So all you have to do is get these things woke up a little bit in some sort of way, and you'll start changing. Just be present, guys. Just take some time to be quiet. Put the phone down for a minute. Turn the screens off. Sit quiet. Don't talk to nobody. Don't do nothing. Just sit and monitor yourself, and you will find out your body is telling you the same thing. So if you can hear it yourself, you'll be able to hear it in other people. So that's where y'all should start. You know?
And really, there's so many of us are heartbroken that we are lonely, and we will ignore all the warning signs and run into a damn ditch.
Mm-hmm.
You got somebody you're really interested in? Say, hey, let's do a microdose. Let's do a microdose. Let's really get to know each other, because you don't know the person, you know their representative.
Right.
You know their representative. You don't know who they really are until after they drop. With men, after they drop their seed, you can read. Ladies, you can read the seed. Or how do you clean out? You know, do you know how to do a vaginal exorcism? Listen, I had even tried liquid error when I had funk on my nature, and it still wouldn't come off. I had to go get a consultation. Like, how do I get this punani funk off me?
Onions and garlic.
I had to ask those, some of the elders, like, and I was using a condom, but that stuff was thick and stuck like a tar baby, and she was fine too. Let me back up. I ain't gonna tell you.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Not a tar baby.
Yep. And brothers, if it was I'll give you the recipe. Take a hot bath so your pores open up. Put some lemon juice in there, some sage. You gotta, and same thing. You gotta clean off, because you can have spirits on you that ladies, don't fuck broke dick. Men, don't leave. You got to really be into energy cultivation, consciousness, because it's all about frequencies, elixirs. Look at it,
Wow.
look like she enjoyed it.
Hilarious.
In some cases, the male have to remain virgins until, and they cannot have, like in Egypt, the man is like a virgin until he can provide. Like if he doesn't have a home, if he doesn't have a great job, if he's not like structured or standard or whatever, if he cannot provide, he's a virgin. It's crazy. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Whoa, Emilola, hold on. You just said something profound. Say that again.
That was saying a man.
Where is this? This is in Nigeria?
No, in Egypt specifically.
Go ahead.
Like the male will remain a virgin. They have to remain a virgin until they can provide, until they have a home, they have like a great job, until they are, well, to take care of their family. So when you say don't fuck a broke dick, and I was like, wow. Some places they can't even get a woman unless they have these things. The family of the woman would not release the woman. It's like a law. Yeah, even right now in Egypt, it's great.
There it is. There it is again. The things that your parents, your friends never taught you about. And I don't care if you want to throw an ankh on top of this, red, black, and green. In the conscious community, in the Hotep community, nobody talks about sexual secrets, financial secrets, and power secrets. It's not spoken of. and we're gonna break it January 1st. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Amor.
Yes.
And listen to Amor's name, Amor. Damn, brother, what you sung with the moments or something, man? That's almost like seduction right there, man. We studied 48 laws of power. Yo, my name's Amor.
More.
Oh, listen to this. I'm on. Oh man,
Yes.
this is fun.
And the voice goes with the name Amor.
Thank you. Look, it was a reincarnation reading, and she was like, the name came down and it fit. Amor Aminkum.
Oh, yo, listen. Somebody named Mama Vet says, tell her more. She wants more. She wants some more from me, brother. Well, yo, we got some colorful folks in the chat, man. Go ahead.
What thought?
I don't know.
Give a tidbit. Just give a song. Just drop a song.
He needs some background, huh?
Love is love. If love restricts freedom, then it's not love.
Ooh.
If your freedom is restricted, then it's not love. Your freedom to explore, your freedom to be however you choose to be in that moment. If any part of anybody's description or declaration of love to you restricts you, that's not love. Even to yourself.
Wow.
That's all.
That sounds like some powerful words. What y'all think about that? Drop that in the chat.
I tried to find a way, Miss Bliss, to send you some eye candy for, you said to put in there, but I didn't know how to send a picture to you guys on here.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna figure it out more. Yeah. We're ready. We're ready.
Now, let's talk about the hormones, bonding hormones, when there is sacred engagement. So bonding hormones, that's a powerful elixir. So we might talk about freedom, but if you put some real exotic loving and got them bonding hormones happening, it's almost like you got a chemistry situation. Now what?
I mean, I can speak from my experience, or I will speak from my experience, but once I got a partner that was really engaged with me, it was willing to work with me in the way that I work, it really took all of my everything to a whole nother level. It's just words can't really describe it, So I was wrestling with this thing about accepting my power or whatever else, like not being afraid of it, because I don't want to be too much for people, and I don't want to sound. It's not an arrogance thing. It's more so like when my energy gets very high, people in the house can feel it. You see what I'm saying? Like when I get mad, people feel like I'm pushing them out the room, or like literal things. You know what I mean? Literal things. But so I've been wrestling with this. So I kind of been like dialing myself down here and there, whatever else. But we did this past ritual, and the whole thing, like I said, was to kick up the power. So afterwards, me and my partner engaged, and part of me wanted to kind of shut it down a little bit and kind of I need to go do some laundry or something regular, right? But I was like, no, let me just sit in it. The fire elements are kicked in. Like, nah, you're gonna sit on this, you're gonna set yourself on fire. Like, I don't care if you die, but you're gonna sit in here, you're gonna take this and you're gonna activate. And I did. And it felt like this guttural feeling just came all over me. And I just started kind of like yelling like this, like, ah. And then like channeled it, pushed it back. And he started doing the exact same thing. Like his voice changed and he started like exuding this power I never really seen come out of him. You know what I'm saying? It was like this very primal animalistic power. And even after we finished for like another hour, we were still just doing it. We were just like powered up. And I can't speak for him, but I knew for a fact that was a power that I have been saying no to for most of my life. And ever since then, I've been like super duper turned up. Like my intuition is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My manifestation skills have become, even over the last 3 weeks, scary. You see what I'm saying? I look at my phone, like, oh, my account's a little low. Within 15 minutes, I will get a deposit, not from me transferring some money from somewhere. Somebody I don't know sends me money immediately.
Well, y'all can send her money tonight because she's definitely on overtime, y'all.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Yes.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, boy. Let me find that banner.
Come on, y'all.
What's your PayPal again? Let me create a banner for you.
PayPal is there.
Oh yeah, because like we
You
give.
feel
Like,
that?
Hit me again. No, let me see. Well, you definitely deserve a tip tonight. Hold on.
yeah, thank you, Timothy.
Hold on. Let me
Oh,
copy
Luke's
this.
giving y'all a dance, y'all.
Make it rain for y'all. Make it rain.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man,
that
this
really
is
is
funny.
another reason why I want to do this show is because, like, we talk about how there's no leaders here and all this other stuff, but at the same time, we're at a very crucial point in the development of this thing, right? And I know this thing is going to take off in a major way. What I'm saying is all of our advancement. So I need help. I'm not going to say everybody, but I need help. Like, if you have resources as far as skills to help me do things easier, you want to donate some services or something like that just to get this thing going, you know, see what I'm saying? Like, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll make it financially worth their while at some point, but at the moment, like, we're really building something magnanimous here. And
Indeed,
I really
indeed.
wish I could put something, I wish I could put words to it. You know, it's not that I'm trying to do no Umar Johnson school or whatever else. I'm not asking y'all to give me a dime. You can give me a dime, I'll take it. I'm
Yeah,
asking,
take that dime, yo. Take
yeah,
that
you
dime.
know,
Hey, listen. Hey, Amor, you got all these admirers. What's your PayPal, brother? So we can have them make it rain on you, man.
Oh shit, I put it in there.
Put it in
yeah,
there, man. Send it the chat. Send the private chat, man.
yeah, I'll take all the
Dude,
dimes. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong now. That's for
Look,
sure.
look here. Light it up, all y'all admirers. Make it rain for them.
Yeah.
Cash App. There's Adara's Cash App. And listen, they're responding.
Please,
Yes.
man, we need it. We need it, guys, because like this is
Yeah.
a mission of love.
Hey, drop it a few octaves or more. Tell them what your PayPal connection is. Work the mic, brother. Work the mic.
So
There you go. There you go. Copy. We're gonna make that banner. Hold on, wait. Let me make the banner for you first, brother. There we go. And then you could drop it on him like that, and y'all can light it up and say Happy New Year to the brother.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me make sure. That's you sent me your Cash App, bro?
I put it in
There it
the
is, right there. Okay, hold on.
yeah.
Copy it. Hold on. You heard him just go, yeah. Hold on, copy. We're gonna make sure we get a banner for you, brother. Create a banner right here. Put this right here. There it is, right there. Add banner. Okay, so go ahead and say your thing, brother. Let me bring him up front. There you go, right there. Go ahead. Talk to the sisters, brother.
So as you can see, the Cash App is Kabatu Village. PayPal is also Kabatu Village. Thank you. Like Adara said, we're whatever resources, talents, dimes, and all.
Connection.
Yeah, is needed. Doing this work with her, these rituals, these extreme mushroom grams that we do together.
Ashe.
It's beautiful.
And I just wanted to say more regarding your gathering this weekend, or it's on the 7th, right?
Yes, the 7th.
On the 7th. So with that said, everything in Atlanta stays in Atlanta. Just in case we get some people that want to travel and just explore out of this state. I don't need to say no more. So everything in Atlanta stays in Atlanta, like Las Vegas.
There will be no recording devices allowed.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Hey, listen.
You might fly down for that.
They got Mama Vet talking about thugs and warriors now. Listen, look what you done did, brother. She's a good girl. Read that, Emilio loud. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
I love thugs. I'm a good girl, known thug, transformed as warriors.
Mine was. I definitely have a quote unquote former street man or street person, quote unquote, and now he is, becoming the God man. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like it.
Ashe.
Miss Bliss, don't worry about it. If you can't make it this time, we're gonna do it again in March. And March is gonna be a whole weekend retreat, though.
Oh, nice. And
I
you
wasn't supposed to let that out, but since you asked about it, it's gonna be announced January 7th.
She'll come to both. You come to both.
And you said lace was okay, right? Just checking. I mean, not that I would be wearing that.
We don't do repression. No
Funny as
repression.
heck,
No, yes, you would.
Oh man, this
You
is
should.
Remember,
funny.
if there's restriction, there's no love.
Let your heart be free, baby.
Hey, listen, and more, you got to jump into the WhatsApp group, man, and then you really have a good time with them throwing money at you. So all you ladies who want to light up more, we're gonna have him in the WhatsApp chat shortly. So here's the what's that thing called anyway? Right there, that look like a
QRC code.
Oh yeah, okay. It looks more like checkers to me with a phone in the middle. Yeah. So this is how you lock into meeting or more, y'all. Let's see what else we got here. This is funny. Oh, I need to visit Georgia. Oh, y'all did great. I'm ready to go take a ride. It's warm out. We almost coming up on 3 hours.
Yeah,
This was fun.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
45.
Yes.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 54 in the 50s and 60 by Wednesday. Wow, we got warm weather. I want to thank you, Adara. Thank you, Amora. Mila, it was a pleasure having you with the questions and colors.
Yes.
Let me highlight everybody.
I have a request.
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
She come good. She's on the front stage. Can you say I love you again?
Don't she have a pretty smile? Look at that mouth.
Dude.
Look at them cheeks.
Say it again.
I like the way you do your neck when you said it.
Yeah. Two more times.
Yo, say it again. Say it again.
Let me sit down with it. Hold on.
She was doing Kundalini, man. She was doing Yamba Lu. You saw the way she was moving?
Yeah, I did.
Me too, man. I saw that. Oh, shit.
One more time.
That's it. Get up on the camera, girl. You got the world watching you.
Yes.
That was it. Yes.
Yeah. Nice. You done created an acoustical spell. You're gonna have a colorful year.
I said.
Yeah, that was beautiful the way she said it. Thank you, brother. You sure made her swerve and move the groove while she was talking. I was like, nah, that ain't no English.
Look, she did the first time.
It ain't.
Brother Hank, she did the first time and didn't realize it. When she first was pronouncing it, she was.
Yeah.
The first couple times she was doing it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Did she do it on purpose? I don't think she knows she's doing it.
Ray Charles would have loved to meet her. So, parting words, Adara, talk to us.
Love y'all. I want the best for y'all. I want you to have the life that you want for yourself. I'm gonna try and help you if I can. If you ask me to. And it's just always a pleasure being here, and that y'all put up with our foolishness. And appreciate all the love and all my co-hosts. Thank y'all for your time, and I'm just always honored to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Come on, Miss Bliss. What you got to say?
Je t'aime, mi amor.
That's what we doing?
Je t'aime, mi amor. Y'all get your lace ready and all your lingerie. Y'all go see more.
Oh, listen, I got private texts coming through. Y'all got folks wanting to line up and sign up for the classes. I'm telling you. An anonymous person says, Brother Hank, this is resonating with me so much. I want to learn all of that. I want to learn all of that stuff. Sign me up. Seriously.
January 22nd.
Pull up.
Okay.
You get me more in those classes. So
did you put the website, Hank, for them to sign up?
Let me
to
check.
Reach out to Adara?
It's
you got the Cash App, the PayPal.
Yeah, it's in the ticket.
There's the website.
AdaraMoselle.com.
Yes.
PayPal.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at same Adara Moselle, and there's a link on my page for there too. So.
And she's offering a payment plan also. So
Yes. Payment
no
plan.
And that's really a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And maybe you can do Adara. Maybe you can do some kind of discount for those who mention.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did y'all hear that?
100%.
She'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shay. So I want to show off Miss Bliss's promotion of Adara. Tonight was definitely a powerful presentation. Here it is right here. Look at this. This is hot. That was hot.
And they're asking for Amora's website, or how can they reach you, or Instagram?
My Instagram is Amor. I'm in Coon. So is my Facebook and my website. I'll put that in here for you guys.
And it sounds to me like y'all gonna have to pay to play, y'all. Hey, it's a new year.
Hey, Pippin now, you know.
Oh, here it is right here. Okay. Pardon my slowness because I'm still learning how to work this system. All right. So everybody.
Thank everyone for having me. Thank you. Thank you, Adara.
Yeah.
The blue. Like, hey, you want to
under the bus, baby. You see,
right.
Get out there, activate.
Hey, bro. Come on in.
Yeah,
what?
There it is, right there, y'all.
I gotta go put on clothes now.
Yeah, right. Y'all have a wonderful night, and y'all have a wonderful night.
Yeah, we're gonna close out with that. I like that song. I like that promo tape. We're gonna close out with that. That was hot. Let's close out like
one more thing before we close out. One more thing.
Yes.
So I like to know everyone's sign. I know Adara is Leo, Miss Bliss is Capricorn, Brother Ankh is Leo. I'm Cancer.
No, I'm Sagittarius, sweetie.
Oh, sorry, Sag. Forgive me. I knew that. Sag.
Only if you say it the way you said it earlier. Put your shoulders in it.
Sagittarius.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Fire man. I would like to know what yours is, Amor.
I'm not telling you. Not to judge me off somebody I ain't no control over. Nope, I'm not telling you at all. I don't.
Oh, you know what? She set us all up just to ask him.
Yeah, because did you notice she knows everybody's sign here except?
Oh, that was clever.
I'm just saying, I like it. It's a clever little cat.
Wasn't that a watery move she just did?
But I'm a Gemini.
He prefers satin, I think.
Gemini.
That's funny.
Gemini? Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, earth, air, fire, and water. All the elements.
Wow.
Oh. All right. Thank you again, Adara. Thank you, Miss Bliss.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Amor. Thank you, Amidola. Thank you, Enid. And let's close out with this.